Welcome everybody to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I am your host, Cody Lashing, back with another episode of the podcast that is for Panther fans by Panther fans. If you would like to join the show and be a part of the action today, you can do so via joining by Streamyard. I have posted the link to the top of the YouTube chat, to the top of the Facebook chat, and it's in the description below. Thank you if you're joining on X or Twitter, however you refer to it. And just a word of warning, if you are listening to this on audio, which we do upload these to audio podcasts, sometimes these get a little frantic, okay? This is a free-for-all. It's an open forum for everybody. I do my best to sort of mitigate everyone talking over each other to the best of my abilities, but it's a free-for-all. You understand. But we're going to try our best to have a great Carolina Panthers discussion today, and you know I'm going to do it with the legionnaires of the C3 Legion. First up, you know them, you love them. He might tell you to shut the hell up or to suck it up, Buttercup. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, welcome back to the Free For All, brother.
Hey, Cody Lack. Hey, folks, one thing I want to say is all for last year, all I heard was how bad Bryce was and how great all these quarterbacks was. Well, that poor Buttercup, Anthony Richardson, had a bad game, a preseason game. Poor little baby. He get his feeling hurt. Suck it up, Buttercup. This is the NFL.
That's right.
Quit your damn crying. Shut the hell up.
Get it together, man. That's what Panther Pickle likes to tell them to do, as they should. Next up, we've got the brand ambassador back on the Free For All. My friend, my brother from another mother, is D's Ill Skills. Don, what's up, brother?
Let's go, Cody Lack. Another big show coming up tonight, because what we have going on tomorrow, which is the Carolina Panthers and their starters finally playing some football at 1 p.m. Everybody's been wanting to see the starters run out here on the field, offense and defense alike, but probably more excited to see this offense finally get some run with our new first-time head coach, Dave Canales, and the offensive schemes that he's bringing to this team. Been a huge week for C3. Let me try to give you a quick synopsis if you haven't been following along. If you're just now tuning in this late into the week, on Monday, we had the C3 Legion Spaces at 6:30. On Tuesday, a great show, good turnout. Lots of people listening, lots of people in the comments. We appreciate it. On Tuesday, flagship show, the Four Horsemen reunited, back together once again, and strong on the C3 Panthers pod. You guys have adopted a little more faster pace and getting to the cap calls quicker. So we encourage people to call in for that Tuesday show. You know the number, 252-228-5098. Then Wednesday on the Coast to Coast podcast, the C3 Legion, Cole and Panther Pickle joint hosted a show with some Bills fans or podcasters that are hoping to drop in tonight. Hopefully they make an appearance for the game coming up tomorrow. You would be surprised all the things that they talked about and come up with about how our past and our players and our coaching staffs and our front office, all these things intertwine. And it was really neat to hear a couple of Bills fans talk about that. If you want to watch that video, it's still available for you on the C3 Legion YouTube page. So that is still out there. We've got about 14 subscribers, and we're thankful for everyone we get. So if you want to drop by the page, Pickle will drop it in the chat. Do that, please. And then now, Thursday, another big day. Big spaces again. Just last night, 6:30. That conversation is still on X if you want to go listen to it. And not only that, but a new article came out by me on CarolinaCatChronicles.com. You guys, this is a site that Tony keeps up for the fans and by the fans. I talked about Taylor Moton, really tried to pay the man some tribute for all the games that he's played for the Carolina Panthers. Why? Why would I do that? Because I feel like it may be coming to an end soon. Me and Panther Pickle had a long, lengthy discussion last night over this offensive line and about cap space moving forward. And it seems to me like Taylor Moton could be that linchpin that unlocks some cap space for the Carolina Panthers going forward. But how will he play this year? Let us know how you feel about Taylor Moton. And tune in to the CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Read the latest articles. written for the fans and by the fans. And not only that, make sure you get a C3 mug, just like Panther Pickle has. He shouldn't be the only one that has the C3 mug. And not only that, you can get a Shut the Hell Up t-shirt that Panther Pickle wears on the show every once in a while. So you can follow Panther Pickle's great advice and tell all your friends and family to do what is most important in life, especially when you're talking about things that we don't want to hear, and that's shutting the hell up. Of course, tonight, big show tonight, and then the game on Saturday. So big week for C3. We encourage others to join and be a part of the conversation. That's what all this about. All this talking I've done is all about the conversation that we're having about our favorite team, the Carolina Panthers. Tune in, be a part of it. And I got one more shout out. Shout out to the chat. Thank you, Free for All chat. You guys are awesome. You guys get in there and listen to us fight and argue and bicker and go back and forth, and you've always willing to tune in your opinions as well, and that's what this is for, okay? And I got a question for the chat. I want to see something. I want to know how many rushing yards you think Chuba Hubbard gets this year, chat. If you're listening now, throw it in there. How many yards do you think Chuba Hubbard gets this year? I want to see how optimistic Panthers fans are or pessimistic on Chuba Hubbard this season. I know that was a long, lengthy intro, Cody. I'm sorry for sucking up so much time. We're waiting on for others to join in, so I figure I could elaborate a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, whenever you need to elaborate, the brand ambassador will elaborate. And shout out to Sideshow in the chat. He says, these be making me want to run through my laptop screen, brother. That's what the brand ambassador is for. We already got some suggestions rolling in for Chuba. Jake says 1,000. We have 879 from our Paisan Muscles Marinara at Monster Subs and Grubs. We appreciate y'all, man. Tony Gibson, this is 900. 1,100 from Brandon Malone. Some great comments already. But before we brush past it, man, please check out CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Check out my man Diesel Skills and his article that you put up on the website. Incredible insight into Taylor Moton and his theoretical future here in Carolina. And by the way, if you would like to write for CarolinaCatChronicles.com, reach out to us. C3 is for the fans, by the fans, from the fan perspective. So if you would like to write an article for CarolinaCatChronicles.com, just hit us up, boys. That's all you need to do. And you can have your opinion on the Panthers heard over here at C3. My last intro, and we got a bunch of spaces if anybody would like to join. Get in here while the getting's good. But last but not least, we have Vegas Drew back on the Friday free-for-all. Drew, how are you, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How's Vegas treating you?
Hot as balls.
Oh, man. It's just starting to kind of cool down over here in the Carolinas. It hasn't been.
It cooled down to 98 here.
Yeah. That sucks, man.
I just saw that brand ambassador speech at the beginning there. That was a good pump up. We're good.
Oh, man.
I feel like what people are forgetting about Chuba, though, is that I think he's going to be, if he gets over 700, it'll be a successful season. You got to think we got the rookie coming up after, 2 weeks probably. Yeah. He's going to get his carries are going to get eaten into a lot, even with him and Miles Sanders, even though Miles was kind of garbage. He's still going to take snaps away from him. So if he gets over 700, I think that'll be a successful year for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the, if it's over 800, I'm more than happy. I think that's a good number. And if we're able to produce an 800-yard rusher, and we're going to have Miles Sanders, and we're going to have Jonathan Brooks hopefully returning after week 4 of the season, yeah, there's going to be a lot of contributing factors to that. But, boys, we already know a lot of Panthers news has been rapid fire lately, so we just have to jump into it. The Carolina Panthers have decided to add to their cornerback room by trading Michael Bennett, who we just drafted, Michael Barrett, rather, for Seahawks corner Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson from the Seahawks in exchange for Michael Barrett. The 27-year-old Jackson, originally a 5th-round pick by Dallas in 2019, has also spent time with the Lions and the Patriots. The 6'1", 210-pound has started 21 career games and has an interception and 2 fumble recoveries. The Panthers needed depth here after recent injuries to starters Dane Jackson, which is also expected to keep him out of the start of the regular season. So, boys, Michael Barrett was starting to look good in preseason football, and then we trade him away for corner Michael Jackson. How are we feeling about this? Let me put out some feelers. Chat room, get involved. Let us know what you think. Are you a fan of this move? Are you a fan of the trade? And just overall, how are you feeling about Dan Morgan and his performance? Who wants to jump in? Who wants to go first?
I'll throw this out there if this pickle wants to. I'll say what's crazy about the whole thing is that just the fall in the thing, because we got that pick of because of that trade we got with Pittsburgh, giving them Dante, and we got Deontay. And then with that 7th pick, we picked that linebacker, and then we traded that linebacker for yet another corner, basically a starting or a second round or second rate, cornerback. Yeah. So, I mean, he's got a starting wide receiver and a starting corner for a guy we were thinking about cutting, like in Dante Jackson. So, that's even if he doesn't pan out, that's still pretty solid.
I wanted to share this tweet by Julian Council because I think he really did put his finger on it well. He says, Dan Morgan traded Dante Jackson, a player they were planning to cut, for Deontay Johnson in a 7th-round pick. That 7th-round pick became Michael Barrett, who has now been traded for Michael Jackson. In summary, they traded Dante Jackson for a starting wide receiver and starting cornerback. That's good business. Do you all agree with Julian Council's take?
Absolutely. If I may say, some people out there are saying, well, that was a linebacker. Well, listen, I like Barrett myself. If you go back to the draft show, you'll find out I really like the kid. But let's be real. For whatever reason, he wasn't going to make this 53-man roster. And how the waiver wire works, once you're cut by the Panthers, you have to go through all 31 other teams before you're allowed to go back on practice squad. He wasn't going to make the Chargers. And with the Seahawks, he was a key special teams contributor for Michigan, and he was a captain of their special teams. Guess what? Their special teams coach for the last few years now works for the Seattle Seahawks as the head special teams guy. Their former defensive coordinator from Michigan is now the head coach of the Seahawks.
And that was probably his role on our team too.
Would never clear waivers. So this was an excellent trade at all. Excellent.
Yeah. We basically, like Pickle's saying, we basically traded a guy that was going to be on our special teams for, either a starting or a backup corner. So I mean, that's a win.
Right. I don't think he would have. I really believe we would have cut him, and he would have been picked up on waivers by somebody else, by either.
He might have made the 53 just like as that special teamer, but that's outside chance.
So, and this is from PFF Carolina Panthers. In 2023, Jackson had a 77.1 PFF grade. That was 20th in the NFL. 6 forced incompletions, 0 touchdowns allowed. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you, Pickle and Deez and Drew. I feel so much better just with the addition of this one player. Because our depth was already, let's be real, the depth was looking kind of serviceable to a point before we sort of, had all these injuries fall upon us. But now, listen, I wasn't a big believer in this cornerback room outside of J.C. Horn. I like that we have someone who has experience and he forces incompletions, man. He's going to be one of these guys that allows us to get on the field on key third downs when passing, when offenses are trying to pass on us. So I'm a fan of this. I've looked at some of his film. I wish I could show actual clips, but YouTube would probably give us hell, I'm sure. But the dude is a ball hawk. He's rangy. He moves fast. He was drafted out of the University of Miami, and he has that prototypical corner build. And I think that he's looking at Carolina as a chance to really prove himself and show that he has the potential to be a starting corner in the NFL. I like the move. I think that Dan Morgan has done a tremendous job, and I feel far better just with this one addition about the entirety of our defensive backfield.
I 100% agree. And we also have a linebacker, a middle linebacker by the name of Claudette Clarice that we picked up off waivers from the Jets last year. He's been showing he's number 53, by the way. He's been really showing strong in training camp. He's right up there. He's not as good as Trevor Wallace, but he's really good. He's really been showing a lot of things on special teams. He's actually according to the depth chart, he's right behind Shaq and Josie Jules Trevor behind Joseph. He's basically our fourth rather linebacker off the bench. So inside linebacker. So and the guy's the same age as Barrett was. So
when did the Jets become our farm system? You ever notice that? We had like Luvu, we got all even Darnold and what's his butt, Robbie Anderson. I mean, they weren't that great, but I mean, it's just the fact that we're like taking these guys and making them into players.
Which a lot of these teams like the Jets, they get so caught up in bringing these high dollar free agents.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
When they have to develop a player, they cut them loose, and somebody picks them up and gets the develop part.
Yeah, they sign, like you said, Pickle. They sign a free agent that takes that guy's spot, and they have to cut him, and then someone else just develops him into a baller themselves. So I just like what they did. They're screwing up the Reddick thing. Cracks me up. The Jets are just the Jets. Mm-hmm. I hope we don't end up like the Jets, man. That's just. It's like Cleveland. Even though Cleveland made the playoffs, it's like Cleveland's gonna Cleveland, man.
And I say that about the Falcons too. Everybody's bigging up the Falcons, but come on.
Well,
man.
I respect like people are missing out on the point. I guess with the Falcons, the Falcons are going for it right now because our division's up for grabs. So they're just like buying some high priced talent, mashing it together to hope that something comes out.
If I may say, their owner is also old and
he's trying to get a Super Bowl before he kicks the bucket.
Exactly.
I will respect the owner. Like the fact that he like price controls his food and stuff, doesn't gouge people at his place is nice. But
That's let me get my.
That's where my respect for the Falcons end.
It has
concession stand.
Hey man, let me get my brother Deez in here. Deez, what do you make of these moves by Dan Morgan, who's constantly trying to find some more dogs?
What are the telltale signs, and what are the things you want to look for in business and as a GM in the NFL is buying low? Okay, so in business and especially the stock market, you want to get in on a stock when it's pushed down and the price isn't that high, and obtaining that asset isn't that expensive. And in this case, that trade of Dante Jackson for Deontay Johnson, clearly a more formidable wide receiver than what the Steelers had held him in regards because of other things going on with that locker room. That was a diminished asset for the Steelers. And we were absolutely able to steal that away from them in that trade, along with that 7th round pick. And then we did the same thing to turn around and take that 7th round pick that we obtained in Michael Barrett, and we kind of sold him high. We sold him high and obtained a starting level caliber cornerback for this team. And I want you to think about who the Panthers were running with last year when JC was hurt and Dante Jackson was hurt. We had Boodle on the field and we had Jameson on the field. And those guys are still on this roster. But now we've added Michael Jackson. So in all accounts that I can think of, we just upgraded this team over last year, at least in the cornerback room. Now, health, you put health aside, even if Horn gets hurt again and we're back in the same situation, we're still better off because now we got Michael Jackson than we were last year. Last year we had to start Boodle and we had to start the other one that on the other side. God, his name just anyway. The point being, so we still upgraded this room after injuries to Dane Jackson. We upgraded this room after injuries to who's the other one that went down? Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I hate losing him, and it's really confusing with all the Jacksons and Johnsons.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to fumble. I knew I was going to fumble through it tonight. Exactly. I knew I was going to fumble through it tonight. But
Call him Keto.
Point being that we definitely upgraded our cornerback room over last year to where we are now.
Yeah.
Even if J.C. Horn still goes down, and Dan Morgan's done a good job of unloading guys and acquired assets while they're low. Panther Picker pointed out about how Michael Jackson didn't really fit into the scheme of the new defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. So once again, he's a diminished asset for the Seahawks. And Dan Morgan going out here and picking up these guys that are kind of their value is diminished. That's exactly what we want to see. We saw Scott Fitterer do the exact opposite, right? He always sold low. You think about the Christian McCaffrey trade. You think about getting rid of DJ Moore. All these things that he did, and there's plenty more of selling assets too low. You want to sell your assets when they're high, and you want to buy assets when they're low. And that's what we're really kind of seeing out of Dan Morgan so far. At least I like it. I know there's always going to be some that just don't believe that Dan Morgan was the right choice. They don't want Dan Morgan to be the GM, and that's fine if that's how you feel. But from what I'm seeing, these look like good moves for the Panthers. And I think we're going to see it come to fruition. And literally tomorrow at 1 o'clock when we see just how good Deontay Johnson is out there on the field as a wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he sold. I think he sold DJ when he's at his height, but he sold him for a low price. He basically gave him. We got fleeced a little bit, I think, on that one. So.
Well, I don't know. I think that we're not really going to be able to make full judgments on Dan for a while now. Like, we got to see how these moves pan out, obviously. You know, once upon a time, we thought Fitterer was making some great moves, going against C.J. Henderson and Dante and Stephon Gilmore, and then that's just, you know, it ends up just not gelling, not clicking, not vibing for whatever reason. But hey, man, let me welcome in my friend from the 704 Charlotte Bound Show here on YouTube. Show him some love, like and subscribe. It's my man Twan Don. Twan, what's up, dude?
Keep it gangster, Cody. Keep it gangster. Keep it gangster, Cody. Keep it gangster. I want to thank you, Cody. I want to thank you. Finally, I've arrived from the 704. Hey, look, man, I want to get in here before it got super packed. I know it's going to be VIPs only tonight.
Hey, we still got a lot of room, man. If y'all want to get in on it, now's the time to do it, you know? Yeah, you're right. Coming. I know.
This you know, it's like the Miami crowd, you know, it take a little bit, then when they get in here, and then there's too many people on the outside trying to get in. So I came to claim my seat.
Hey, man, you know how to do it. You're a real OG out here, bro.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Appreciate you, Twan. Good to see you, man.
Good to hear from you guys.
Twan, what do you think about this trade, man? We traded 7th round pick Michael Barrett for cornerback Deontay Johnson. And actually, let me add this to the conversation, too. It also tells you how highly spoken of Barrett was, that the Seattle Seahawks were willing to trade a starting corner, someone that they knew was good for snaps, and even if it was just depth for them. I mean, that's a really good piece to have in your secondary, and they felt confident giving him up for a rookie who's never played a snap in a real NFL game before. So, Twan, what do you think?
At linebacker too, though.
Yeah, and again, there's also that we haven't necessarily proven a lot of talent at the linebacker position in recent years. So,
yeah, that's
Twan,
true.
what say you? How do you make of this trade? Is it a good trade? Did Dan Morgan kill it, or was this doing a lot of nothing?
First of all, shout out to Mortensen in the chat, man. You know, shout out to him. He probably like, why the hell is he shouting me out, man? But look, you know, everybody like to hear their name called, bro. Shout out to Mortensen.
You're right.
Hey, man, look, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I'm being for real with y'all, man. It didn't really move me. I didn't really care that much. I gotta see what the person is and what they can be for us before I make a real judgment. I don't like to kind of freelance it no more. It didn't really move me at all. You know, we've been, you know, I just don't want to sound like a broken. We've been bad for a long time, and then we saw the worst last year. So,
yeah,
we gotta start seeing some wins on the field before we can really start evaluating bringing people in. But because at least if we're winning a little bit, we know what we got, and we'll know how it'll match up with what we have. I can't really tell what somebody gonna be with us when we've been as bad as we were and as bad as we was last year. So I don't. It's like that piece. Like we putting together a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm really still looking where to figure out the way to put that piece. So I just put it to the side and I wait to see what's gonna happen first. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm in that. I gotta see it to evaluate the stage, and it's just I'm not excited about too much.
Yeah, we need a little more. He's been on a few different teams, and Vegas Drew said, we kind of need that linebacker depth. But man, I've been saying this forever. Like we did not have adequate depth in that cornerback room, and again, you decided not to draft him, so you're kind of left to just whatever options you have available that's left on the market. I know at one point in time we were floating the name of Dory Jackson as if he might be an opportunity to come here. There was a few other guys, Stephon
J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson, but Stephon Gilmore gave us a pass. He said, that's a hard no. I'm going to go to Minnesota where they actually have a chance. So that went out the window. Like, we really didn't have a lot of options available to us. And I think that of the options available, this was the best that you can do, man.
I really liked about it because the one thing about it is Barrett. I know some folks said that we needed depth at linebacker. Yeah, there's a difference between depth and quality depth. Okay,
starting depth.
Barrett offered us special teams, and we've already got several special teams guys. So we were able to trade a projected, possibly future depth special teamer for a starting corner. I'd say that's a good trade. Now, at least right now on paper, that's what
I'll say we traded like the known for the unknown. We don't know if Barrett he's going to be any good at that position even, but we know what he's going to provide. But he's going to provide us. He might actually, I think he might take that spot from even Dane Jackson when he comes back. Because I'm not really impressed with him. I mean, like I've said a few times on here, I know my wife's a huge Bills fan, so I've watched a lot of them, and he's not it, man. He's definitely a 2 or like a 3.
I personally, in my opinion, and again, I'm doing this by what little tiny film and footage that I have found to watch. So I'm not a professional. Nobody take it that way. I expect Michael Jackson to take that number 2 job and not give it back.
I mean, I think he's got a good shot at it. Like based on like just his stat. I don't like you said. I don't watch a lot on Michael Jackson. I've seen a lot of Dane, but I know what he provides, and I feel like this guy just based on. But those are numbers that could lie. Like Cody brought up his PFF stuff, but that's limited.
Right, my friend, you're right. And I guess I take it this way. Other than J.C. Horn, Michael Jackson's probably the best corner we have on this roster. Other than J.C. Horn.
Yeah.
That's not saying much, but that is a fact.
The Smith Chow, he's on the come up, but he could be good.
He's a rookie. He's on the developmental stage, and he looks impressive. But
I feel like it's like remember you used to get a tackle and you'd start him at the right before you moved him to the left. I feel like cornerbacks, they start you in the slot and then they they
move you outward.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question, man. So Cody said something prophetic. And a lot of times I like to preach. I said preach, so maybe that's what it is, but not really. A lot of times I like to teach things when I have teachable opportunities and things like that. But this is more of a realistic thing. And Cody said it, and it just stuck with me. So Cody said, when he just said, he was like, something was the best that we could get, right, Cody?
Yeah, it was the best of what's left.
Cody, what are all of us getting tired of the best we can get?
Yeah.
The GM is the best we could get. The head coach was the best that we could get. We get a lot of players that's just the best that we can get. and it just keeps going on that way. And we've been for years saying we're the team where people come rehab and then go on and go somewhere else and whatever. It's just like they look at Carolina differently. Like I go get a bag from there, some money, and then I take off. Either they don't re-sign me because they're saying I'm worth too much money or whatever. Aren't we getting tired of being the best of team? Like this is the best we could get. And we got a lot of best we could get on our team, bro.
Hey, so one real thing real quick. If anybody's voice is too low, like Panther Gal said that she can hardly hear Twan. So that helps me out because I went and I was able to edit his microphone and turn him louder. So if anybody's ever having a hard time hearing someone, let me know. I probably just need to adjust their volume.
Yeah, Cody got the controls, bro.
It's too loud.
He's behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, let me welcome all the way over from the UK, my man, Alex Britt Panther. Britt, what's up, dude?
How's it going? I'm all right. How is everyone on Friday?
Doing good. Weekend? Just having a free for all, brother.
I would like to hear from you guys rebuttal to what I said, and I think Pickles agreed to say something.
Real quick, Twan. See, I guess that's just where we differ a little. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being different, but I think I don't think Dan Morgan is the best we could get. I think he's the best that we needed. Okay, and Canales, I think Canales is one of the best guys out there. There was a lot of the head coaches out there I never supported bringing in. Like Harbaugh, everybody wanted Harbaugh. I did not want Harbaugh. I didn't want Harbaugh because I knew who his offensive coordinator would be, and I don't like his offensive coordinator. And that's just my opinion there, it's like the excellent head coach down there for the Houston Texans. And I say that he's an excellent head coach so far. But in a couple of years, he's going to lose his offensive coordinator. So then you'll have to ask yourself, so then CJ Stroud is going to have to learn a non-quarterback friendly system because the offensive coordinator for the Texans runs a offense very similar to the 49ers.
Yes.
Which is a very easy quarterback friendly system. So you're going to have to ask yourself, how easy or hard is it going to be for Stroud to learn an entire new offense? He'll probably do great, but that's just an example of the things when you hire a non-offensive coordinator to be your head coach. I like the route we've been going. I don't think it's intelligence to overspend for a free agent who's getting ready to retire. I think that's dumb planning. The Panthers have done that before. It's won us a few games. It ain't won us no more than that. So maybe I look too close into it sometimes, but that's just how I feel.
No, I mean, I agree with most of what you said. So let me say two things. One, let me respond to Twan. And I'm of the mindset, Twan, that I do hate that we're always shopping for leftovers. Like we're always looking in the bargain bin, scraping the bottom of it to see what's left available for us. But that doesn't change until we start winning football games. It really doesn't. And the thing about what I do prefer in terms of our situation, in terms of, or rather compared to the Houston Texans, is what Pickle said. Like when they lose their offensive coordinator, now you're moving into a brand new offense with your quarterback. Well, at least with Dave Canales and picking him, that you're going to have a guy where if this offense finally looks good and it's a system for Bryce that he can work effectively with, he's not going nowhere. And we've already drafted the receivers. We have the talent on this team right now to be able to build up and build upon. That's why most of us think that we're not a contender this year anyway. We're going to need another year of free agency and draft picks before the Carolina Panthers are going to be a legitimate contender. This is why Stephon Gilmore chose Minnesota over Carolina. Like that was never a surprise to me that he decided to go up north rather than come here to Carolina. Same thing. A lot of people were mad that Atlanta went out and got Matthew Judon and that we didn't even inquire, especially for the cost that they paid for him. But again, the Carolina Panthers have not proven anything to anyone. No one knows if we're an NFL team that's on the rise with an upward trajectory. That's why this year is so important for us. It's important for the staff. It's important for Bryce Young. And it's important for our future of being able to bring free agents into Carolina that want to play to compete for something. Until then, Twan, we're just going to be fighting over the leftovers.
I got you, but listen, I got you. All facts. What you just said. But the thing is this. I said that. I should have probably reiterated. You know what I'm saying, with all our moves and everything. But one of the reasons, you know, and it's something we can't change, that I feel like we're gonna constantly be in the best we can get stages. Like, I'm not backing down. Dave Canales was the best we could get. You know, Dan Morgan, you know, Pickle said, like, it's okay to disagree. You know what I'm saying? We could have got much better, but we have an owner who displays bad behavior. He does weird things. We're not in the rooms with them when they have their meetings, but I can only imagine the shit that's coming out of that man's mouth to these guys or whatever. And so they say whenever you want to change something, it has to start from the top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, bro, I just think, you know, the dude will be a lifelong crutch with us if he doesn't sit back and chill. I don't even like saying his name no more. If he doesn't just sit and chill and just hire people to do their jobs and let them do their jobs, bro.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like Scooby. He's like what Scooby Doo kids talking about. And if it wasn't for that meddling owner, then we would have did
it. Sorry, Pickle. We gotta introduce some people into the show, man. First, we gotta get Jacob in the Friday Free for All.
What up, y'all? What's up, dude? Nah, chilling, man. I just got done grilled some steaks. I'm having my mixed drink right now. Hey, how about I'm not trying to brag or nothing because it's a 1 in a million chance this happened. So I got a mad copy today from the Carolina Panthers. I was one of 20 people to get it today. Could not believe. I thought it was fake, bro. I thought it was a scam, like a spam message or whatever. I had to click on the profile to make sure it was real.
Wait, what did you win? What was it?
A free Madden copy, Madden 25. I got Madden 25. Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up, dude. Congrats. That's cool as hell.
Send that shit to me, man.
Yeah, man. So, hey, real quick, let me introduce my man, Trigger Smitty, back to the free-for-all.
Oh, shit. Trig, what up?
Yo, C3 fan, what up? Y'all good?
What's up, man?
You're chilling, brother. Happy to have you, man.
Work ran a little late, man. I'm late, man. We didn't get off the 7 today, but I'm here. What's happening? What we talking about?
Man. Hey, man, right now, we were talking a little bit about this trade, and we're going to talk about the preseason here in a minute, because we do know that the Carolina Panthers are going to be playing their starters tomorrow. We don't know for how long. We don't know how long we will be seeing them, but they are going to do it. I completely disagree with the move, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let me go to Jenkins and Trey.
Are their starters playing?
No.
No. So
that's what I thought.
Panthers starters.
No, their starters have played for the last two games.
We still won't. We can't tell where we are playing backups.
Well, I mean, you don't know what you are in preseason anyway. Anybody who says, well, I mean, let's be real. The offensive coordinators don't really plan for.
I don't want to play no backups, bro.
So, well, they didn't. Ask
you know why I have a problem with it.
I know what you think, but you don't want to play them at all. But
and again, I want to get tricked. Well, let me do this. I promise.
Backups trying to make the team. They trying to play harder.
Let me get the trick.
They get hurt.
We're going to talk about the preseason. Let me get the trick. And Jake, what did you make of the trade for Michael Barrett trading to Seattle for Michael Jackson? Do you like?
I loved it. I loved it. I really did love it, man. I was talking about earlier, I mean, we had a need at corner. Like, we can all agree to that. Like, outside of our, Dane Jackson, we don't really have nobody, y'all. And he got hurt. So, and then we all was hopeful for Lamar Jackson. There goes a dog. Lamar Jackson. We all was hope for Lamar Jackson because he looked good in preseason, but then he got hurt. We released him. And I mean, Michael Barrett was, like Pickles said multiple times, I mean, he was probably going to get cut anyways, y'all. We are deep at linebacker. We have a bunch of linebackers that have shown out in preseason. Like, it's hard to actually cut the linebackers that's at the bottom tier because, I mean, they've all really done something, you know. So I love the trade, man. And it's really important to say that, like, so far, Dan Morgan's doing a good job, y'all. He really is. He's doing a great job.
Okay. All right. I like that. Trig, how about you, man? What do you think of this trade for cornerback Michael Jackson? Do you think our corner room is better because of him? And does he have the chance to be the permanent number 2 opposite JC?
Oh man, I love the trade. Honestly, it's another great move by Dan. When you look at what he did with Dante and getting Deontay Jackson back, he traded that dude for a 7th round pick. That 7th round pick became Barrett. We knew Barrett wasn't gonna make the team, so to trade and get a corner that's 6'1", 210, you know what I'm saying, runs a 4.4, I like it. You know what I'm saying? It was a good move in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I know we were talking about Gilmore this, Gilmore that. I know PFF doesn't tell everything, but Gilmore's overall PF grade for last season was a 74. This guy's PFF grade last year was a 77. So I believe he's instantly better than any cornerback 2 we have on the roster right now. I mean,
yeah,
I
we also
trust him
saw
more
limited snaps too. So you got to keep that in the back.
Yeah. He saw limited snaps. That's why I say you can't really run with it.
Yeah,
but that is a
he
little
did
bit
good
of
in his
context.
limited snaps.
But last year, not 23 season, but 22 season, he started 17 games, and I think his PFF grade was a 68. So I mean, that's not really good, but hey, man, he can grow. He can grow in the system. He's better than what we got on the roster. He's better than what we got on the roster. He can grow, and hey, at least he can be counted on to play 17 games.
Right. He's healthy, and that's been a problem, man. Like, we wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for the health of our team. And
I like him better than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I do too. And Lamar started to look good at the end, to be fair. He
ain't afraid to hit nobody either, though. From what little film I've seen of Michael Jackson, he will hit somebody, man. He don't play nothing. He will hit somebody.
Yeah. So
he'll hit somebody, and he gonna talk to you.
Hey, my man Alex, he had a question before we moved on. Alex, you still want to ask you a question?
Yeah, it was just about obviously the Bills game. Just I know we were going to move on to that relatively soon.
Well, let's do it.
Basically, I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. I'm not. I've seen that there was an episode on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I'm not up to date with Tuesday's episode.
Okay, no problem.
I can see that obviously we're talking about the Bills game, so I apologize if I'm going to.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
But obviously, my concern if we're going to go out there and play our starters against the Bills, who've already basically said they're not going to play their backups. They're not going to play their starters. They're going to play their backups instead. I feel like this is a lose-lose situation for us. I don't understand I don't know if you appreciate what I'm trying to say there, but for us, sure. It's like a lose-lose situation that if Bryce goes out and the starters go out and do well, we're going up against backups and everyone's going to look at that and go, oh, well, so what? But equally, if we go out and we don't do well, which I don't think is that it
happened last year.
That's unlikely. The Bills are a good side, and I think their backups are certainly going to be good enough to give us a game. If we go out there and we only scrape past them, or possibly even, things go wrong and we lose, shit's going to hit the fan. People are not going to accept that. So hopefully, even if the stars are going to play, hopefully it's not going to be any more than a quarter, maybe, or a couple of quarters. But I just hope that it doesn't go wrong, because I can see it really going quite badly. It's like I say, it's a lose-lose situation as far as I'm concerned. At this point, I would just wait for the first game of the proper season before we see stars. I don't know what you say.
Cody, what's his name, Cody?
That's Alex.
From Brittany?
Yeah, man.
Man, Alex, I like that, man. He gets it. You see, he gets it.
Oh,
he knows what he's talking about.
There's terrible English.
Not all the time, I will say.
Don't do that, Schwan.
No, you don't understand. He totally gets it.
On this subject, Canales told reporters on Thursday that how long they would play would be based on feel. But at the minimum, he hoped the players would get sweaty. And one, Alex, I understand everything that you just said, dude. And it's part of the reason I do not ever want to play starters in the preseason.
Exactly.
I'm not entirely agreeing with
not only are you risking their health on a meaningless football game, but I want to answer to something that Pickle was kind of alluding to, and one of the reasons I don't like it. Okay, if we're on opposing football teams and we're both starters, I know that you're trying to be healthy for the season. So I'm not going to go hard on you. And just like I don't want you to go hard on me. There's an unwritten rule between those starters. But now we have a situation where it's our starters against guys that are fighting for their life to make an NFL team.
That's what I just said.
Right. So to me, it's an even more dangerous scenario, in my opinion, to put your starters out there against backups. That's on top of what Alex is saying, and that if they go out there and look bad, then it's just like 2023 all over again. And now we're panicking about the health of our offense and the capability of our offense before the season even starts. To me, I 100% agree. It's a lose-lose situation.
Let's be honest. Like if they
let me say this.
Well, Alex and then Trey. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry, I was just saying that if we go out there and absolutely fucking bum them, it's who cares? Like it's the backups. Like, does it really? Exactly. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Like if we go there and we do really well, then so what? We're against the backups for the Bills. Like, wow, good for you, mate. If we lose, then shit's hitting the fan. Like,
oh, I need to interrupt. Forest City Kitty, let me tell you something, person. In reality, you don't know football.
But he's a fan.
I don't want to hear no excuses.
He's a fan. Go easy.
No, I don't care. Let me tell you something, okay? Let's be realistic.
Pickle, chill out, man. Chill out.
Twan,
it's just debate, man. It's just debate. I can tell when you're going to say some crazy shit, man. It's a girl, bro. It's a female, man.
If you can't handle it, stay out of the kitchen.
All right, go ahead, Pickle. Go ahead.
Yeah.
In reality, no, everybody quiet. I'm going to speak about something that you don't know, okay? Before David Tepper bought the Panthers, there was a guy named Steve Smith playing for the Carolina Panthers. He got pissed off because the offensive coordinator told him he was going to learn to run a few different routes he wanted to run. Well, shit happened in the season, and Steve didn't get to run them routes. So he cries to the owner that the offensive coordinator is mean to him. So the owner, Mr. Jerry Richardson, tells the elite Steve Smith, you don't have to listen to the head coach or the offensive coordinator. So John Fox goes and talks to the owner and says, if can't be head coach, what's the use to being here? This is in the middle of a fucking season. So then come to find out, they finally work it out that Steve listens to the quarterback's coach. That's it. So when the offensive coordinator made a play, he had to turn around and tell the quarterback's coach, who happened to be Mike. Mike to go talk to Steve Smith. What?
Somebody called him Tepper's hype man.
No, I'm confused as to what we're even talking about, though.
Okay. Well, the reason why this is somebody made a comment that says I ain't going back and read that person's comment.
You said you was Tepper's hype man.
My Tepper's hype man. Let me tell you what.
Well, hold on. She wants to join the show. So if
I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just going to tell you the truth is the truth, and if you don't like it, pull your big sword.
I think it's a male. I think it's a guy. I think it's a guy.
I don't care who it is.
Whatever.
If Tepper was paying me, I damn sure wouldn't live in a fucking.
All right, Pickle. Let me
working 60, 70 hours a week to make my.
Hey yo, let me say this too. I'm gonna add on to that, Pickle. I was watching Cam and TD on his podcast, and TD was talking about when he came back from his knee surgery or whatever,
Right.
He was like, he started the game as a gunner. And he was like, I didn't care what was going on. I was going to make that tackle. He said he ended up getting hurt on that punt return. He said Jerry Richardson went down and told the coaches, I don't ever want to see him on special teams again. And he never played special teams again.
That.
If Tepper did that, we'd be through the roof.
Oh, yeah,
he's making personnel decisions.
I mean,
like I ain't rocking with Tepper, but he been in the cut this year. He been in the cut because he got.
I know he fucked up early on.
He's still a fuck boy.
But okay, you know what? That's true. That's true. But guess what, Buttercup? You ain't gonna do nothing about him being owner. Y'all can cry until the gut. You can protest out to the stadium. You can riot and burn half of Charlotte down. He's still gonna be owner of the Carolina Panthers. The only way you're gonna stop him.
He gonna keep your blood pressure up too.
Let me say this about the preseason though, man.
Let's get back on top. We're getting back on topic. We're talking about preseason football.
Tepper gonna continue
and by the
to
way,
do dumb shit.
Some house notes. Forrest Kitty is a man, and if you would like to join, if I can actually tell people how to join this, if you would like to join the show via Streamyard, I have posted the link. It's pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. And if you would like to join, come on through, man. We don't normally do the cat calls.
I really don't give a damn about Tepper.
So, Cody, I guess I'm the only one that is pro us playing in the preseason.
Okay.
You're not the only one.
Let me jump in on this preseason though.
I don't see it as a lose-lose like
it's a lose-lose like my man said.
Time out. Let me let Drake go, and then I'm gonna introduce another guest into the show.
Sure. So it's not really a lose-lose. I mean, you got it's a lose-lose.
Hold on, Drew.
Let me go. All right, my bad.
No, let me let Drake go. Go ahead, Drake.
Oh, let Drake go. I gotcha. My bad.
One thing we saw from Dave Canales last week, like we're down and we're running a ball in a 2-minute drill, like 6-7 times in a row. He's not playing to win. I don't think these starters are playing tomorrow to actually win, to actually look good. I think they're just trying to get their legs ready for week 1. Get some reps, get their game win ready. Let's work on our play calling. Let's see how we line up. Let's see if we false start, and let's see if we jumping off sides. You know what I'm saying? Let me work with Bryce doing the play call to the helmet, because you know what I'm saying, he's the play caller and the head coach. So I think they just trying to get that chemistry down. And Twan, you play football, you know this, you know how like in the scrimmage, and you know how in the scrimmage, bro, like you really not even trying to score like that for real. You're not trying to get a look at your offense. You just trying to get your trying to get your win ready for game day. And he said
you're just practicing certain things, you know.
You just practicing certain things. It's mostly game shape.
About scoring. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's mostly game shape. So he said this in an interview earlier. He was like, with this game being a 1:00 game, and most of our games this year being at 1:00, it's just us getting into our game day rhythm. And guys, that's why he's saying he just want to see guys run around and sweat a little bit. So I mean, it's not gonna be no big deal if the offense look vanilla. If we scoring, if we not scoring, that ain't gonna really be no big deal.
All right. It's not really making you panic.
Cody, let me say one sentence, though, and I don't want no answer to it. But if one of our major starters goes down, you fill in the blank.
We won 2 games. We don't have major starters.
Well, hold on. Before we go, let me introduce. And listen, man, my friend. You might know him from the Bo Body Show. He's also a contributor to catcrave.com. We got Ricky Bo Body up on the free for all. Ricky, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, Cody, man? How are you, man?
Oh, doing good. Can't wait to get your insight on this. Now, Ricky, how are you feeling about the Panthers playing their starters against the Bills' backups tomorrow? There's a lot of opinions on this, and I don't mind telling you I don't love it. Yeah. But how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I get that opinion, right? I don't think that it's a wrong opinion to say that you don't want the starters to play. I also don't think it's a wrong opinion to say that you're happy that they're playing. For me personally, man, it's a matter of getting procedure down, right? We heard that they just finished their offensive install about 12 days ago now, since that article came out. So they obviously were patient and doing their due diligence within practice of making sure that everybody was comfortable, making sure that the health was in line. Now what they're doing is they're going in and they're saying, look, first game ever that Dave Canales is a head coach, and he's relaying these plays from the headset to Bryce, right? They haven't done that. It has just never happened. They have not done it in the joint practice. They haven't done it anywhere else. Procedurally, they want to see with the play clock, getting everything in, the verbiage that they're using for that communication. Can that relay process of getting that communication from head coach to Bryce to the huddle, and then the huddle to the line of scrimmage with enough time for them to make any kind of adjustment pre-snap that they want to, because we saw that was a huge problem area for this team last year, right? Yeah. They had no time to do anything pre-snap. So I don't have a problem with going through the procedural thing. As far as like the unwritten rule that you were talking about, right? And not going 100%. I don't know, man. Like I understand the sentiment behind that, but what I will say too is that everybody that steps out on that field is going to go 100% because you risk injury way more by not going 100%. Like if you're trying to go 90% and you're taking a little bit off to be smarter, that's going to end up getting you more injured, to be completely honest, man. Most injuries happen when you're not going full speed and playing naturally and fluid and without overthinking everything, right? And if they bomb on them and they crush them in a series or two, right? If they go in and they score a touchdown, yeah, man, look, that's on a second string. So maybe you take it with a grain of salt, but we didn't do shit against first strings for 17 straight games basically last year. Yeah. So if we can get a tiny bit of good momentum, a little bit of like good juju in that locker room, a little bit of confidence for some of these young guys that probably don't have a lick of it right now, I'm all about it, man. I hope that everyone stays healthy, but look, you can't play scared. Get out there and play, man. Like it's part of it. If you want to see what happens with a backup or two on the offensive line, right? If let's say Taylor Moton doesn't play, and let's even say that Damian Lewis doesn't. If they don't, how many combinations of the offensive line did we see last year? These guys need to be able to play with each other. They all have to be able to play with each other, man. Like you can't sit there and say the starting five is going to play 17 games. There's probably going to be a game or two where you got Brady Christensen playing instead of Damian Lewis, where you got Josh Nijman playing instead of Taylor Moton, right? Like you never know what the combinations are going to be. So I don't think there's harm in getting these guys reps. I don't think they need to play, 60 minutes. That's absurd. But give them a couple series, man. What's the harm?
Yeah. I mean, and listen, to me, you make the most persuasive point when you talk about the procedural things of Bryce having the microphone in his ear, getting the play from the offensive coordinator or from Canales rather, to everyone else. There's a lot of logic in that.
Yeah.
And as good as that argument is, it puts a pit in my stomach because I feel like, especially when it comes to injuries that we've already had a problem with. And look, let's also say this about Dave Canales. I feel like we would have already seen the starters in preseason had we been a healthier team. I mean, he basically admitted that not playing them was more cautious than anything.
Yeah.
So, I've been patting him on the back for it, but I feel like the injury thing just follows us around.
I agree.
If something were to happen to one of our offensive linemen or Deontay Johnson, and I get that you don't want to play scared. I'm always so hesitant about it.
But you want to play smart. So I get what you're saying too. Like there's a balance, right? Between like being hesitant, being timid, and then also being prudent and being smart about things and thinking the situation through. I agree with you to an extent that if everything was perfect in a controlled situation, maybe they would have played these starters in this same kind of scenario week one. And then if you do have a minor injury, you got 3 or 4 weeks to heal up before that regular week one, right? But that wasn't the case. So I think what Canales has done is he said, we did everything we could to mitigate injury, to mitigate risk. Now everybody is healthy. What we need to be more than anything now is prepared and ready and know where our weaknesses are, because you got another week and a half before we lace them up and we go out there and we play for a game that counts against our record. We want to be out there and we want to be prepared and ready for it and know that if we have a deficiency, especially with communication and pre-snap, you're talking about a second-year quarterback, man, that's also playing with another new receiver, new offensive lineman, another rookie wide receiver, right? Like there are a lot of different pieces, even though we do have the core of the offense back in line. There are moving pieces there, man, and I think familiarity goes a long way.
No, you're not wrong at all, man. There's so many great points that we can pinpoint when talking about this conversation.
No doubt.
Lots of great points all the way around, man. Let me introduce a few more people. We got my brother. It's been a while since he's been on. JJ back in the building. JJ, what's up, dude? How are you, man?
What's up? Man, he made a bunch of great points.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
From the going half speed could cause an extra injury or two. I heard someone else bring up how what was it? Oh, getting back in game shape. I know some people don't like players playing on preseason. I think it is good. Can y'all hear me, by the way?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I
We're
ain't got
here.
my headphone.
No,
But-
you're good.
Yeah, I think it's good players playing the preseason because you never get in actual game shape until you actually getting hit out there. So that's really all I gotta say right now.
Yeah, man.
Hey, is that's the young dude, right?
No, that's JJ. You're thinking of Noah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to
you
be
know-
honest, JJ is still pretty young, but
You know,
not
remind-
Noah young.
They still young as fuck.
You know, last week,
Little ass motherfucker.
last week and the week before that, I said that if it was me and I was coach, I would play the starters a quarter. But I understand what Canales is saying. He wanted his entire. I feel he was saying he wanted his entire offensive line healthy and ready to go before he puts Bryce out there.
Well,
It is what it is. You know, I'm
Yeah.
good with that reasoning.
Yeah.
I really am. And this happened to be the game he did it. But at the same time, he's still a rookie head coach. He'll make other mistakes this year. We fans are just going to have to understand that. And he'll learn and he'll go on. You know, John Fox made rookie mistakes. Ron Rivera made rookie mistakes. That's part of learning what you're doing as a head coach and moving forward.
Can I add another point about the Canales factor with that, right? As a rookie head coach, he's also making sure that he's got his pieces as healthy as can be and at his disposal for when he is going to be judged very harshly. And that's going to be week one. Like the expectations for this team are so widespread and wild, in my opinion, man. Like you've got some people that are like, they're going to be lucky to win 2 more games. Like they'll be lucky to get back to that 2 games. They didn't do enough with the roster. I don't think that Canales wanted to risk it early those first couple of weeks because he says, when I am judged, I at least want to have all of my tools at my disposal beforehand, right? Now, maybe that's the argument for not even playing them again this week is to say, well, you're risking it, man. If someone gets hurt, then you don't have it and you're going to be judged for playing backups. But if he comes in there blind, it's the same thing as playing backups that he has no, you know what I mean? That don't have the relationship with each other. So he did a really good job, in my opinion, of balancing all that out, despite the people asking for things, despite the upset fans. And fans don't matter, man. At the end of the day, they don't matter to coaching decisions.
Not a
like
bit.
they hear it. You know what I mean? It's not like dead noise that no one is getting. They're hearing all of it and they understand it, but it ain't going to sway a good coach from doing what he's comfortable and confident in doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I commended him.
As it should.
I'm like, I commend him for being able to stay steadfast in those decisions, even when they're not the most popular thing. And you know he knows that it's not popular, and you have people coming from out of town to see games, and you know, but it's a preseason football game, so they.
Well,
have
he's
the right to do
on.
that.
Well, respectfully, he's on. Respectfully, a lot of people think he's on borrowed time anyway.
Who, Canales?
Canales, because he's new. I've been one for first and foremost to say you have to give him 3 years. Like David Tepper cannot fire this dude fast. Don't fire him fast. You got to give him 3 years to get his people.
You were in favor of keeping Frank Wright for 3 years, right?
Hell no, not him.
Well,
But this guy,
he's saying now.
That's exactly what you're saying.
No, he's saying
no.
That's exactly what he's saying.
Nobody wanted Frank Wright.
Well,
I didn't want him. But Canales.
I believe what Twain is saying is that now, after
now with Canales, you got to give him 3 years.
So, I understand that, but I don't understand. Listen, I don't mean to be rude. I've heard people say this before, okay? I've heard people say that Tepper's on the verge of firing Canales if he screws up one time.
He is.
Okay, not counting.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think it is either. Not counting Frank Wright. Who else has David Tepper fired in the NFL after a few months?
If anything,
he let Matt Rule stay here. He let Matt Rule stay here.
I got you though.
Yeah.
But Pickle, I agree with you. But the thing with Okay, I got you. But the thing was, I'm gonna be quick, Cody. The thing is, even with Frank Wright, even though I did not want him to be our coach, Tepper shouldn't have fired him so quickly. But you know why? Everybody knows fucking why. Because
is that not what I made it?
Let me finish, bro. Because Reich, y'all know what I'm about to say. Because Reich wanted a different quarterback. And the owner stepped in and did every fucking thing that this dude didn't want. So when you can't cut his feet off and don't let him pick his quarterback and then fire him. That's Tepper. Yeah.
Well, hold on, wait, let me interject. Let me interject. Hold on, let me just interject real quick. I do believe that. I don't believe this offense was built with Bryce Young in mind last season. But I said that about Canales and Dan Morgan, is that I think they have a longer leash than Bryce does. Now, whether that is or isn't fair, that's another topic for another time. But I think that they're always going to have that on their side, that let's just say things crash out bad with Bryce, they're going to be able to say, okay, well, we adopted Bryce, or especially Canales, but we didn't necessarily choose him. So I do think that this is a big time year for Bryce. Before we go forward, thank you to Forest City Kitty for the 99 cents. I did receive your cat call, and I will play it here in a minute. And then BG with the 199 C3 bomb says, did you see Gerald McCoy explaining the benefits? I'm assuming he means of starters playing in the preseason, and I did not. Did any of you hear Gerald McCoy talking about preseason?
You know we ain't got love for Gerald McCoy no more.
I heard him briefly. All he was complain. To me, he was complaining because they didn't play the starters. That the Panthers did not play Bryce Young and all the starters.
So he was upset that they didn't.
Yes, exactly. He was upset because they didn't. So you know, and Canales, if you listen, and Ricky, I'm sure you did. If you listen, Canales from the start of preseason never wanted to put Bryce out there unless he had the entire starting front line healthy. He never wanted to do that. People don't want to believe that, but now that's the way I take him.
Yeah, Damian Lewis wasn't here. That's a great point.
And I think even maybe more so than just the healthy offensive line, because again, I think that they're cognizant of the fact that they may not play with the same starting five on the offensive line throughout the year. So I don't think that that's like the only factor for it. But I think that it was being all the way done with the offensive install and having everything learned as much as they could within their controlled environment in practice and training camp. Once you get all of that done, it is time to progress, right? Like you don't sit there and stand on the hamster wheel for 3 weeks. You try to get out and actually run on the road, right? Like you got to figure out all that work that you've been prepping for. What does it do now? But if you haven't put all the pieces together, you don't just throw something out there unassembled and say, this is what it's going to look like week one. So I think that it was a combination of what Pickle is saying and also just having all their things in line, man.
Yeah.
And I also want to add in too that you got to look at, okay, no Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt got dinged up, so you're not putting them two out there.
Correct.
Let's look at the second string too. No Yash Neisman, no Cade Mays. What's the guy that just got cut that was the backup? Josh Nansen.
Yeah.
So you missing, like, not only are you missing two starters, but you're missing like three of your second string guys too. Nobody wants to see Bryce in preseason. Guys that
it wasn't safe. That's a great point. It wasn't safe to try Bryce out there behind that terrible line that risks him getting injured. Hey, thank you to Panther Gal 73 for the $5 C3 bomb. She says, shout out to my high school Massilian for beating the NFL Academy over in London. Shout out to Massilian. Shout out to y'all, man. Congrats.
Then we got a center. We got a center who's new to the position.
Well, let me introduce the people. Let me introduce the people, Twan. We got two people that have been waiting to get in real quick. First up, we got my man. No, you're good, Twan. First up, now we got my man Anthony back on the free for all. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
What up, Ant?
What's up, boys? What's up? I got some things to say, but I'll let Twan get his stuff off his chest.
What's up, Anthony? How you been, bro?
What's up, bro? How you been?
Well, let me introduce my other person then. My man JD back on the free for all. JD, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, bro. I'm good. How y'all doing?
Man, we're out here living. We got Panther football tomorrow. You know, we're doing okay. And by the way, if y'all are not speaking, mute your microphone and put some earbuds in, so that way we don't get any background noise. But go ahead, JD.
Nah, man. I was earlier. I wanted to chime in. But you and the gentleman with the Mike green shirt. I mean, y'all pretty much hit every nail that I was trying to hammer myself. One thing I do want to add, as it pertains to the preseason talk and whether or not to play the starters, I was in the camp of not playing them at all, and in part due to my growing confidence in what Canales and what Morgan are building, like the direction that they seem to have the team heading in. Like, thus far, all we have is vibes coming from Canales and the moves made, free agency and in the draft, but everything seems to have a function. Even with the discussion on what Canales' reasoning for why the starters hadn't played up to this point, like, it's almost as if it had a built-in, not excuse, but it had a built-in excuse or built-in reason. If he didn't play the starters, I heard someone mention Bill Belichick with the Patriots, obviously a completely different coach, different place in career, all that stature. But Belichick will use the first 4 games of the season similar to the preseason. You get out of the first 4 games 2-2, and now you know who you. I mean, it's live, right? You're not really going to be able to figure out who your offense is, what they do very well in preseason games, even if you play the starters for a quarter. And at that point, you're risking injury. So I was in the camp of, hey, let's just see it week 1. Like, I trust Canales to have these guys prepared, to have them ready to go. There's going to be miscues, like Pickle said. There are going to be F-ups from the coaching staff, Canales. There are going to be miscues that cost us games, and it's just from a lack of playing time. I look over at, like, the Detroit Lions and how they looked the first year that they had Jared Goff. Like, Jared Goff was written off with the Rams. Like, he's not that guy. He couldn't get them over the hump. They trade him over to the Lions. The Lions built a team up around him, and a guy who had film, right? We talk about how Bryce didn't look good as a rookie. Goff had years of being surrounded with weapons, and he didn't look good. But
took the Rams to the Super Bowl, bro.
But what I'm saying is they put him in the system, and now you see that Goff is actually a solid QB. He got him with a coach that actually had a vision for him, and the conversation about Canales and Morgan inheriting, adopting Bryce. I honestly don't have an issue with that. Like, if 2-3 years from now we look at the defense and we see that our defense is solid and our offense, we got weapons, and Bryce is the one holding us back, I have no issue whatsoever if they say we got to cut bait with Bryce and go get a guy who can get it done. I honestly feel like the unity between the front office and the coaches and the message that Canales has been giving the fans, I can only imagine what it's like inside the locker room. Like, what he's saying to the fans, for me, when people make sense, like, I'm gonna follow you a little bit, like, more convincingly. If you're making sense, I can follow your train of logic. I haven't heard one word out of Canales' mouth that didn't make sense. So I'm probably a little bit more optimistic than most fans. But
I hear that, man. That optimism is something. I feel like there's more optimism now than the Panthers have had in the past 5 years. You know, like, there's more optimism to what we're doing now, and the fact that we're getting someone to build an offense for Bryce. You know, to me, that's what I love the most about him. That we're finally starting to build an offense with him in mind. That's why you went out and got the offensive-minded head coach to begin with. So
I think
go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Honestly, like, everyone knows what my stance has been, you know, like, but the biggest thing for me is I feel like just I'm on the same exact page as the front office. Like, you know, if you really listen to what Dan Morgan and Canales have said, he's really, like, explaining it's going to take time. Like, I agree. There should be optimism down the road. And I don't know if that's this year, but I think we can still see a lot of good things this year. Right. So, but then, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so like the kicker for me was really like, I know JD brought up a great example with Jared Goff, but the kicker with me was how bad Baker was here, and then right when he left, and now we have Canales, who literally changed him, and they won the division last year. So I think coaching is a huge emphasis on any young quarterback. And when you just read about some of the stuff that's come out, like how this offense was changed 3 times. I mean, I know like people say this offense wasn't built specifically for Bryce Young, but I think I'm going to take it a step further and say, like, I really don't know who could have succeeded seriously in this offense last year anyways. Like, it was really that bad. Right. So I think you're at a point where there should be a lot more optimism for Bryce Young. And I'm not opposed to moving on from him if he's the one holding us back. But I do just want to see what he can do this year when, the ship is still above water and we're not, heading towards an iceberg or anything like that.
A fair shot, Anthony. A fair shot.
Just a fair shot. I just want to see what he can do with a fair shot and a coach that believes him. Because, Cody brings up all the time, and I think this theory could be, like, if Frank Reich didn't want Bryce Young, like, that doesn't give your young quarterback any hope, really, if you don't even have a coach that believes in you off the bat. So that's kind of where I stand with it. But I mean, dude, I love Dave Canales. I think he says all the right things, man. And he definitely doesn't lie.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing for me, but that's what I got to say.
Go ahead, Twan, and then I'm going to play a video for
us
about some jersey-related business.
All right. I'm going to keep it quick. See, I'm ready to blow some people's minds. They're going to be like, what? See, man, one thing I want to say, but I keep forgetting is this. No, I don't like Bryce Young that much like that, but Bryce Young was put in a horrible situation. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened last year and all the bullshit that was going on the team. He played his part, but it was definitely not just him. Now, I think Bryce Young is in almost the same situation because of this. I think for Bryce Young to be a better quarterback and get all you can get out of him, that he needs to be with a really, really good seasoned head coach. Canales is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, but Canales is a head coach now. He can't spend all his time with Bryce. He can only spend some of his time with him. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't think Bryce is getting his due diligence of a type of coach that can really teach him where he can learn his time. Bryce is in his second year. Canales is in his first year as a head coach. You feel me? That's not a good mix. That's not a good mix. That's not going to spell Bryce Young's success. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good mix for him. I hated that he has to go through that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because I do think Canales is, based on what he's done with the quarterbacks, they're all looking good. But he didn't get to spend that same time with Bryce, and I don't think people are going to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, I did Black Cat Panther podcast this morning. Shout out to Black Cat. And I'm like, depending on
I'm sounding soft, but
no, listen, depending on where I'm at, I'm known differently, right? So on Twitter, everybody knows me as the anti-Bryce guy. Yeah. Like, everybody thinks that I'm just
me too.
I'm always
Bryce.
Everybody thinks I just hate the dude, and that I'm prepared for him to fail.
I am though.
But the simple fact of the matter is, I do not give a damn about Twitter perception. I want the Panthers to be a good football team. Do I have a lot of reasons to trust Bryce Young? No, I do not. And I think he has a lot of earning to do. But I am giving him that opportunity to earn it. And I have said before, if Bryce can look anything like Brock Purdy or Tua Tagovailoa, which I think are good comparisons for Bryce,
he's better.
Then I have no problem with the type of team that we are building around Bryce. I'm a fan. I think that we're doing
somebody got to cut their mic. Somebody got to cut their mic.
It's JD. If you have any earbuds, brother, get you some earbuds so that way we're not.
Hey, look, and Pickle, I know you keeping tabs, Pickle, so I'm going to go on and say it right now. If the Carolina Panthers look good in this preseason game, I'm saying it right now. I'm not jumping for fucking joy. You know, so don't come at me on Twitter and be like, "Oh, now you like him or whatever." Nah, I'm not expecting anything from this damn game.
Same thing if we look bad. Same thing if we look bad.
That's why
exactly.
I said
And
preseason
vice
doesn't
versa.
matter, bro.
And
That's why
vice versa. And that's why I agree with what old boy from England said. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't now, bro.
I do tend to agree. But hey, before we go forward, real quick, since I've got Ricky on the show, Ricky, what did you make of the trade for Michael Jackson and Michael Barrett? You actually made a point on Twitter that I did want to touch on a little bit, is that it does speak volumes to what both Carolina and Seattle thought about this 7th round draft pick who had yet to play a real NFL game. Talk a little bit about that trade. Do you think we won that trade? And what do you think of Michael Jackson in the cornerback room?
Yeah, I mean, so look, obviously, and I said this in that same tweet or the follow-up tweet from it as well, there's a specific value that Seattle sees with Michael Barrett that no other team sees. And that's because Mike McDonald knows exactly who Michael Barrett is. And he knows exactly how he plays in the system that Mike McDonald will be running a variation of in Seattle that he ran flawlessly in Baltimore, right? Yeah. I think that he really likes the skill set that he brings. He knows he's a very smart player. He knows that he's going to work. And we saw that from Michael Barrett here in Carolina. He was not afraid of getting dirty. He was not afraid of special teams. He was not afraid of playing the whole fourth quarter. I mean, the dude just wants to play ball, man. And he's been that way his entire life when you talk to people that played with him or that coached him. That's the sentiment around Michael Barrett. What I think it comes down to with the Panthers and him, you would have had probably 3 or 4 players get injured for him to see the field on the defensive side of the ball in his rookie year. That's because Shaq Thompson and Josie Jewell are locked in as starters, right? Then you got Trevin Wallace, who was drafted in the 3rd round of the same exact draft that Michael Barrett was drafted in. And I'm not saying that draft value or capital is the only reason that he would be playing above him. It's also because Trevin Wallace played better than him in training camp and in preseason. He flashed against the first or second string teams that he was playing against, and he did it every chance he had after that first game. That first game, man, he had some jitters, in my opinion. He came out and he was thinking a lot, man, and he's a read and react linebacker. That's what Dan Morgan brought him in here to be. When he has to like really think about things and see through and get to that secondary part, and he's not just using his athletic instincts, he struggled even at Kentucky at times with that. So that's something that they work with him. But his prowess in pass coverage and pass defense is absolutely phenomenal, man, because that's a part that they were questioning him about before he got to the Senior Bowl. And then the Senior Bowl, he proved that he had the chops. It was just, can he do it consistently?
Right.
But then you also add in guys like Claude and Cherylus, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, he's got some serious support in this organization. You can hear it, read it in between the lines of any beat reporters that are reporting about Claude and Cherylus. They got him off waivers last year from the New York Jets and have kept him on this team, right? He's going to make a significant contribution on special teams. And then you got Tay Davis. Tay Davis was playing good ball. Tay Davis is a good special teams contributor. So what they did is they said, look, there's this kid, Michael Barrett, who deserves to be on a roster. I think he's a good enough player to make a 53. I don't think he makes ours just because for once we have positional depth at this position that is already good, right? Like, honestly, man, you could look at almost any other position on this roster and say they don't go 5 deep, right? Like you could literally say, nah, there's definitely a way that a guy who flashes in camp and busts his ass is going to make this roster at that position. Linebacker is just the one that's not going to work. Safety, maybe you could get at too, because we've had some really impressive safety play. But so what they did is they looked at Mike Jackson, man, and look, Mike Jackson had some good reps in 2021, 22, where he played more extended play. He's got some good tape to him, man. He's not the most athletic in the world, right? Like he doesn't have the best 40. He's not a burner. But this is a grinder. This is a dog. And if you want to talk about what Dane Jackson brings, Mike Jackson brings a very similar skill set to Dane Jackson, in my opinion. He's a physical ball player. He's got the boundary size and experience. Deshaun Jameson has played well. DiCaprio Bootle played okay, even in the preseason. But neither of them have the size or experience on the outside, which we kind of need to have right now while we're bridging that gap between Dane Jackson getting healthy. And then I think you see almost a competition with Dane and Mike, right? Like, let's see who's the better corner and let them play that out. You're not going to lose the job because of injury if you're Dane Jackson, but I don't know that he necessarily had a stranglehold on it from the beginning. They brought him in to be a second corner, but he didn't like run away with it, right? Like there was nothing he did that was overly impressive. Also in Ev's system, that off coverage, that zone aspect, that's what you're asking for. You're not asking for a guy that's going to mirror that second, wide receiver on the opponent's team. That's not what you're looking for here. Mike Jackson could do that. So could Dane. And that's why I think they were comfortable with that, despite the fact that he was a 7th round pick in a reserve. The same way that Mike Jackson might not have made Seattle's roster. They said, hey, look, we can grab Michael Barrett, who McDonald loves. We're thin at linebacker. We don't have to wait another week for the cut. We can bring him in now. We might even be able to get him out there and get some reps in the final preseason game.
Yeah.
Right? Like we might be able to get some action and see what he does. So I just think that it made a whole ton of sense. And if you were going to get rid of some of these players anyways, and they weren't going to make the roster, why not get something that can contribute for them? So I think it was a really smart move, man.
Yeah, I do too. I think it was a great move. I think it was something that, like I said earlier, they were able to take that capital that they had received for Dante Jackson, turned it into Michael Barrett, which turned into a corner. It's like, you've gotten a lot out of a little bit. And it's also not surprising to me that Dan Morgan and Dave Canales continue to dip from that Seattle well. The relationship between the Panthers and the Seahawks, now that we have so many of their front office guys, is it's a big time connection. And I feel like they were probably the first team we even thought about calling, was Seattle, just because of that connection. And I do like it, man.
And that's probably something to keep an eye on too, man. As the waiver wire period hits, keep an eye on what Seattle and what Buffalo, if they've got players like I spoke about a hypothetical with Terrace Marshall Jr. and Javon Solomon, the 5th round rookie out of Troy that Buffalo has. Buffalo has a competition going right now in that edge room. They've got 3 or 4 guys fighting for 1, maybe 2 spots. So there's going to be a couple guys from Buffalo that will end up getting cut that actually were either on the roster last year or are a late round rookie now that probably has a little bit more juice than what we have at the tail end of our depth. So I would keep a lookout for them too and say, hey, look, if there's a player for player swap that can happen or a late round pick swap that we can do and avoid that, confusion of having to make a corresponding move on the 53, maybe that happens again, man. It's just something to watch.
There would be a minority of people that would be very mad if Terrace Marshall Jr. got traded off of this team. I feel like he's one of those people that people have invested in. Like, he can actually be a good player here, and a lot of people really
still
want
have
that
hope.
to happen.
I wouldn't be that upset. The only reason I say that is because I can identify and understand that this is his last year under contract, unless you franchise tag him. And in reality, I don't see Terrence. Well, in normal situations, I don't believe that Terrence would come back here. I don't know that they would offer him. I guess it depended on what kind of year he had, whether they wanted to offer him a deal or not. But I don't know that he would come back here if they offered him. I guess it depends on the deal, but you talking
about Terrace Pickle?
Exactly. That's why sometimes
he's replaceable. He's very replaceable.
You know what I would say about Terrace Pickle, because I think you're onto a good point there, right? Is it if he had a really good year and somebody wanted to pay him a lot, then I think he would follow that money, because that's what you should do in that situation.
Yes.
But the other part of that, though, is that if he has a middle kind of the road year, right? If he's a wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 that does minimal contribution because of everybody in front of him, but he also kind of reaches a different height than what he has in the 3 years that he's been in this league, where he is a contributor and he feels comfortable in the offense and he has a rapport with the quarterback and the coaches. Right. I think that that's almost more beneficial to him in his career to sign a 1-year deal for like a middle of the range kind of contract, right? Or low range contract. He's not going to get serious money, man. He's got 3 years of bad production. Right. 1 year isn't going to erase that, man. Like, and I know that a lot of fans love Terrace. I like Terrace, man, and I believe in his ability. I think that he can still be a contributor in the NFL. But I think that you're overzealous if we're expecting him to come in and like win the wide receiver 2 job, right? Like that seems a little bit. That seems a little bit over the top. But I do think, man, if he comes in and he feels really good about this, and Canales likes him, like there's no denying that, man. I think he likes him, and I also think that Canales is being very smart and calculated, though. Why would he come out and say anything damning about TMJ if he had any idea that he might want to move off of him for a player or a trade as opposed to just cutting him? If you come out and you say, yeah, Terrace is really having a tough time, like we're still working through some of the communication, but like we need to see a little bit more from him in camp. That's not what you're getting. Even when Terrace has a situation like he did last week, right, where he threw the ball or whatever and had a little bit of the taunting thing, and Canales was like, hey, man, we don't want to disrespect the opponents. That's not how we do it. He still came back and said, but he was fantastic after that, right? Like he wants to keep that positive vibe going, because when somebody hears that, they're like, oh, okay, so the dude has some mental toughness. He got some tough coaching. He was told not to do something, and his response to that was coming out and showing his ass again. Like he did it. He did well, right? That's what you want to see if you're a team that's thinking about, hey, look, man, our wide receiver room could use a little bit of depth. Here's a second-round talent that has gotten a raw deal with a really incompetent franchise that has not had good quarterback play, right? And now all of a sudden they've got this decent coach, which I had a point that I wanted to bring up when we talked about the coaches. Somebody was talking about Jared Goff, right? And how he went to Detroit. And there's a really similar thing with Canales and Bryce to the way Ben Johnson and Jared Goff worked. And it's not what you think either. It's Jared Goff had a lot of easy buttons. He had a lot of easy stuff built into that McVay offense. But McVay also, at the beginning of his career, would get him up to the line of scrimmage and then read the defense for him. He would tell him what he was doing. He never taught him anything other than his system. He never expanded on his system. He used very easy buttons. He used a lot of play action and wide zone. That's what they ran, and that's what Jared Goff was comfortable executing. And when he got to Detroit, Ben Johnson recognized that. He said, look, I'm not going to take that away necessarily, but we're going to expand that. We're going to take those principles off of those concepts, and I'm going to teach you other ways. Like, I'm going to teach you other things that we could do with that. I think what Bryce's situation last year was very similar, where Frank Reich and Thomas Brown, who were not even on the same page, were trying to just hammer home a system as opposed to teaching Bryce to what he does well. So when you talk about what Canales is going to do, Canales comes in and he says, look, man, I've already seen what Bryce could do. I want him to keep doing that, but I want to build off of it to make him a complete player and somebody that you can't game plan one thing against him and take it away. That's what happened to Goff. Ben Johnson gave him an alternative to all of those things. There was a point where Ben Johnson had to literally sit there and explain to Goff what was happening because Goff didn't know. He was never taught properly in Los Angeles. He just executed McVay's system, and McVay's system was new, and no one had it. No one had a lot of tape on it, man. So they caught people off guard. But they had to really like build a whole new offense, man. And I think that's what Canales is doing here. So sorry, that went way off topic. And I know we were talking
No, listen, hey, by the way, this is a free for all. That's the point of a free for all.
Can I add on real quick to hell with Michael Barrett?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'm gonna read the super chat, and then I'm gonna add on to the discussion.
No, yeah, I totally agree with everything he said there. And well, first off, the Rams' offense is just so fun to watch. Like his system is awesome. But two, like you bring up, like when talking about like Frank and Bryce not really like just zeroing in on what he's actually good at as a player. Like there was an article that came out that said he wasn't going to implement RPO. So from the start, you weren't getting. You weren't even playing towards Bryce's strength. So that's all I got. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, but that's a great point though, man. Like that does demonstrate kind of like what I'm alluding to, right? Is that Frank was very stubborn, and it's very frustrating because I think that Frank is a smart coach, and I think that he's a nice dude, but he came out at the very beginning of his coaching tenure here, and he was like, I'm not going to be a stubborn old man. I know that's what people might think because I'm, a 60-year-old dude who's stuck in his ways and had success in the past, but not recently. And he was exactly that. He was stubborn. So Canales seems like he's more of a, there's a saying, to be a palm tree, not an oak tree, right? A palm tree can bend and sway. An oak tree just stands the way it is. I think that Canales is very much a palm tree, man. And I think that he wants to figure out how to make things work for what works for Bryce and what works for this offense. That's where I feel most confident here. I think that we are really going to see somebody take the skill sets and the personnel that they have, and they're going to put it in advantageous situations.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And shout out to the homie Twan who donated $2.99. Says please be sure to donate to these hard-working podcasts. And hey, if you would like to join for $1.99 a month, we're going to be doing the film rooms again this season. We're going to break down the all 22 film of every single game that the Panthers play. That'll go out early to those that are members. Join for $1.99. Helps support the channel. JD, go ahead. Then I'm gonna add somebody in. Go ahead,
And
man.
fellas, I'm gonna have to get out of here.
All right, well, go ahead and plug your content real quick, Ricky, so that way we know where to find you.
Well, first of all, I really just wanted to come in, man, because I saw y'all live, and multiple times Pickle has said, "Hey, come in, man. We got Friday free for all. Come in and join."
Yeah.
Cody and I hung out after what was it, Back Together Saturday, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell y'all something about Cody too, man. This is a good dude right here, man. This dude is a solid as a rock, man. Like, he can be a pest on Twitter if that's what you think about him, right? If you're a big Bryce fan, man, maybe he gets under your skin. But I'm gonna tell you what, he would open you, or he would meet you with open arms, man. Very genuine dude. But so I saw y'all doing y'all's thing, and I just wanted to tap in, man. And honestly, I was sat here and listened. I didn't even have to get up here and run my yap, But I appreciate the opportunity. You can check me out. I'm the host of the Bow Body Show. I also am a contributing writer for Cat Crave. I have started doing the mailbag over there. So if you like any of the perspectives that I give, if you have any other questions about my perspectives, ask me on there, man, and I'll answer them on Cat Crave. And also like and subscribe to the C3 Panthers Podcast, man. These guys do terrific work. 11 years, man. That's longevity is a sign of success in this business, man. I'm gonna tell you what. So congratulations to these guys. Y'all do a lot of cool stuff, man. I hope y'all have fun arguing with each other for the rest of the night.
Oh, man. Ricky, thank you, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out Ricky. He's the man. Yep. Ricky, thank you once again, man. Hey, you have a great Friday afternoon, brother.
I want to say something real quick, Cody.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And I said this last time, guys, listen, all these podcasts and these guys, man, I'm going to stand up for my guys, Pickle, and what they do on Spaces. These people work hard to entertain you, and it's free entertainment. So if you got an extra $1, extra $1 or something, then, do right by these podcasts, man. Oppose the podcasts that beg you for money. Do right by the people that do right by you, that spend their extra time with you, that take out time to spend time with you when they can be doing something else. We don't ask for much, but just give $1 or $2 back. Cody's all they're gonna do is put it in their show and bring you back better shows. Pickle's gonna put it in his show and bring you back better shows. Diesel Skills and them are gonna give you better. Black Cat, 704 Charlotte Bound Show, PNP, whoever. They're gonna most of them. They're gonna put it into their shows and be able to bring you guys better things, bring you guys the interviews you want to hear with the players you want to hear. But it does cost money. It costs money, and they put their own hard-earned money into this shit. So just give back sometimes. If you love this show, sometimes you just got to give what you owe sometimes. Just give back, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what else? One, thank you, Twan. Much appreciated. And, another thing is, man, tell somebody about us. That's all you got to do. Be like, hey, man, they have a community over there at C3 where they let anyone talk Carolina Panther football. And hey, we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us and supporting us. Hey, man, speaking of another great Panther podcast, we got Poppin from the Black Cat Panther Podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up, my lawyer? What's up, everybody?
My client. What's up, brother?
I had to be a little messy.
All right.
Jared Goff is a good quarterback, but he didn't lose the job from the Rams because he was messing up. Rumors is that he was messing with somebody's wife.
Oh, I never heard that before.
Yeah, that's why he got up. That's why he got out of there and they sent him to Detroit.
Oh shit! I never heard that before.
And the California kid was surfing on somebody. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro! I remember they showed Jared Goff's wife. She's a baddie too, man. I don't know what Jared Goff is doing.
That's before he got married, though.
Oh shit! All right.
So he was.
They will move you when you do shit like that.
It takes two to tango.
Y'all can look it up. It was rumored that Jared Goff was messing with the head coach's wife.
You remember you guys?
So you saying Sean McVay wasn't fulfilling his husbandly duties
before he got married? Yeah, before he got married.
He's a little guy.
Before he got married with her.
Wild, bro.
I'm serious. Before he got married to her.
Hey guys, remember if you keep up with basketball, you remember Udoka with Boston Celtics like 3 years ago. When they found out he was cheating or whatever. But the woman was somebody's wife on that staff, and they moved him. You can't be around, bro.
The owner's wife, wasn't it?
I think so. It was somebody's wife on the staff or something.
I think it was the owner's wife.
Maybe so. But hey, hold on. Before we go any deeper, listen, man. A lot of people got real upset that the Panthers jerseys have so much white in them. Now,
we worried about shit like that.
This is the Panther jersey review.
See what we saying?
Week 1 white jersey, week 2 white jerseys, 3 white jerseys, 4, 5 white jerseys. Look at the blue jersey at week 6 against the Falcons. By the way, what is this music? My lord.
It's terrible.
White against Washington. White against Broncos in week 8.
This is old time Nintendo music.
Yeah, man. I'm not loving it.
I'm just gonna cover
Atari 2.
Mario. Super Mario. Yeah, you should beat that shit today.
Man, we finished out in the white jerseys. So
that's Atari 2600 music.
So they have 11. We're going to be wearing our white jerseys.
Not like Mario, but good.
We're going to be wearing our white jerseys 11 times. The black jerseys 4 times. And the blue jerseys 2 times.
Now, Cody, I got a quick question. Now, what's our mascot?
It's a panther.
Matter. He's a blue panther.
He's a black panther.
He's a blue panther.
He ain't no damn blue panther.
But
we got no white panthers.
Let me ask y'all this though. Okay, like I've always heard it said that we play so many in the white because early in the year it's still hot and they don't want them to wear other shit. Well, it's funny how that's not true for Baltimore. That's not true for Jacksonville when they had some black jerseys. Like, it just seems like, I don't know, man. We have a thing with our white jerseys where that's like,
that's why about losing this jersey too, bro. That's why about losing this jersey.
Also, by the way,
white jerseys.
Yeah, I agree. But also, by the way, man, like, you know how the Dallas Cowboys, they always wear white? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I feel like the Panthers are moving towards that.
Well, that's a tradition.
We've been doing that.
That's a tradition for them. But
we've been wearing that all white shit. Yeah.
No, listen. My biggest problem with this is that I go on the website and I try to buy a white jersey because
you can't hardly get them,
and you can't get them. So it's like Tepper, bro. Why are y'all wearing shit we can't even get? That's what pisses me off the most. But I like the black personally. Like it's just a cold December game. Wearing the black, like I think they wear the white mostly because of like the heat in September.
Anthony, we just changed our fucking blue to processed blue. Why you only gonna wear the shit one time, bro? We just changed the blue.
Yeah. That's what JD said. That's what JD said. Like if you're worried about the sun, wear the blue. Like I don't understand this for the life of me.
Wear the blue, bro.
I mean, it's real simple, bro. Black and blue at home, white on the road. I don't know why we complicate.
Yeah, or even like we're saying early in the year.
It's so dumb, bro.
Why not do the all blue early in the year? So that way you don't even have the black at all. And then the black only comes out later in the year. And that's like a tradition. Like later in the year, we're in all black. That's how you know we're in playoff mode. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love that if that was like a tradition, but I don't know, man. We just keep wearing these white jerseys.
I don't give a fuck what color they. I don't care what color they wear if they winning, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't. I agree. Honestly, I could care less what color. I know.
If they winning, something
I
good.
know it's important to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people right before the game, it's like, well, what are we wearing? It's really important to people, but it's just not. It's just not all that important.
But like
You gonna get your ass kicked and all
it's important to me because I'm a real Panther fan. If we wearing white jerseys that day, I'm wearing a white jersey. If we wearing black jerseys that day, I'm wearing a black jersey. Yeah. I'm Jersey dude on game day. Whatever color we wearing, that's what I'm wearing.
And that's right. And he's got a point with that, man. If you spending your hard ass money on a fucking $150 jersey or however much you paid for it, he's absolutely right. So then you want to match the team on game day. You can't just rock all white all the time, bro.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree. Hey,
I must not be a real Panther fan because I only got one jersey.
I hear with the argument that people want to match with the team.
I'll send you another one.
Well, it's just weird. Like week 2, like we're gonna have the Chargers wearing their blue jerseys at our home stadium, and then week 4, the Bengals are gonna be wearing like their black jerseys at our home stadium. Like, I don't know. It's just a little weird.
You know what I'm starting to think, y'all? We wear all them damn white jerseys because it's common, and we the homecoming schedule. Everybody knows you play a weak ass team on the homecoming schedule. I think we're everybody's homecoming schedule, man. They just say you wear what the fuck we want y'all to wear, and we just show up like some bitches, and they get to pull out their best uniform.
I think white jerseys are cheaper. Some for the team.
We're just being cheap. We're just being cheap by wearing the white.
Cody, can I plug something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's real simple.
And then I go these.
Yo, me and Cole were invited.
In a white jersey.
Me and Cole were invited to speak on the Buffalo Bills podcast, Coast to Coast, and we'll share that.
Congratulations, man!
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And we had to do it at 9:00, but it was 9:00 Wednesday, and we talked for probably 45 minutes, and he was a really good guy, and he complimented us because he'd been waiting, because sometimes you find folks that don't really know the details of the team, you know, like when you know a fan when he knows all the backups to the backups and how they're all doing, and he really liked that. And we talked for a long time about the history between the two organizations. So it's the first time that we have ever been invited to show up on an opposing team's podcast. So if y'all check that out, it's very easily found on YouTube and Twitter. I just shared it on my Twitter account, or you could go to C3 Legion YouTube page where me and Deez and Cole runs, and also check that out. So.
Yes, sir. Check out the boys. Always putting in great work over there on Twitter. Follow them on X rather at Panther Pickle, at Diesel Skills, at Colby_Griffin, I believe is Cole's. Jake, man, those boys are always doing great work.
Shout out to C3 Legion.
Yeah, man. Hey, D.
Oh, Cody, I forgot to tell you something. Cody.
Yeah, what's up?
If y'all don't want to watch the Carolina Panthers game tomorrow,
we gonna watch Florida State get beat.
Then tune in to Florida State. we'll be in Dublin, bitches. We're Ireland tomorrow.
Are you going overseas to the game?
Fuck no, they playing tomorrow.
Man, you ain't even no real Florida fan.
I ain't going to Ireland.
If your team wins tomorrow, you never
come back.
Yeah.
No, hold on. If your team wins tomorrow, you got to drink a pint of Guinness. That's what you got to do.
Okay. Yeah, you want me to drink cigarette water? That's what you want me to do.
Guinness is good. Yeah, I'll fuck with a Guinness sometimes.
Oh, you said Guinness is terrible.
Guinness, yeah. I'll drink that from time to time.
That's the smokiest beer ever.
Hey, but nobody wants to say DJ whatever the hell is.
Oh, but you was loving him when he was on your team.
Hey, but nobody wants to talk about that, dude. We're gonna be right, man.
Y'all gonna hate him by week 10.
Yeah, y'all really. Hey, he's gonna be throwing to their guardian angels in the sky, and y'all gonna do it.
You better give him all the business you give Bryce.
No,
that's the quarterback. That's the quarterback you're supposed to be trashing.
I hope y'all got the tallest receivers over there at FSU. Y'all gonna need them.
We do got tall receivers though.
Good.
That's
Y'all
good.
gonna need him.
Yeah.
All right.
How many teams has he been on?
This is
Uh,
13.
This is 13
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Winning records on all of them.
Damn. Damn. All right. Pop. Let me get you in here, Brand. Do you mind that we're seeing the starters tomorrow? And how did you think about these jerseys? I got you with 2 for dog.
I mean, I don't see the point. I think the smart case of the scenario, to me, even though you might have not been able to run out with all the full staff as far as all the starters, but just to get that, what they're trying to do now for tomorrow's game could have been already been done previously, even though you may not have the right guard this game or the left guard this game. You could have still went out there and just see what you could see, find out what you could find out, make sure everybody was on the same protocol, whether it was how you want to hear. Can Bryce hear you on the headset? Are everybody understanding the verbiage? All that stuff I think could have been done. And if anybody was worried about the risk of getting hurt, well, at least if you played the first 2 games, you then got 4 more weeks for these guys to rest to get them up to par for the first game of the season. Now, if somebody gets hurt tomorrow, then what you gonna say? You have lesser time for these guys to get healed. So, I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I hear you. I also agree. Don't. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. I would never play them. But and real quick, what did you think about those jerseys? Do you care too much?
I mean, I don't. There's got to be a reason why they do what they're doing. But I mean, when I look at certain teams, like if we play against Atlanta, what is Atlanta wearing that day? What color jersey are they wearing?
Black.
They're wearing black, so why can't we wear blue? I mean, it's not gonna hurt gonna hurt the quarterback's eyes. Black and blue look totally different on the field. It's not gonna like it's having a contrast against each other. So I really don't understand that one either. I think it's an overboard when it comes to the white jersey. I mean, I like all our colors of our jerseys, but I mean, I think there could be more balance. I mean, you could have threw some more blue jerseys in there. I mean, especially getting later on in the year. Why you only got 2 blue jerseys?
Yeah. Hey, let me go
the
to
other
man.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing is the home. Everybody knows that the white jersey is usually the away jersey. The home jersey, the home team get to pick whatever fucking color they want to wear.
I mean, we are basically an away team.
That.
We are basically an away team.
Well, I just said that we a homecoming team.
Yeah, like, bro, we get. It's a home game for whoever we end up playing at the back, anyways. So.
It seems like it.
Diesel Skills, if I got you, man, what did you make of the jersey thing? Do you care too much? Is this an issue? It blew up Twitter, man. A lot of people were really mad at this. And, justifiably, we have the best colors. And a lot of people feel like we're not showcasing the best of those. Do you feel any certain type of way about this?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of fans do. And I like what Trigger was talking about earlier about how fans kind of dress up in their jersey for the game, for the colors. Accordingly, like especially if you're going to the game, right? If you're going to the game, you're going to be dressed in the right color of jerseys for the team playing. And it is wild that we're wearing white that much this year. We've done this a lot in the past, and I guess the NFL rules are kind of crazy because whatever socks the team chooses, they can't, and we don't know that till game day, till they literally walk on the field, and whatever pants color as well they want to choose, they can't. So, like last year, we saw one of the first combinations of the white jerseys with the blue pants, and I think they had blue socks too. And honestly, it was pretty fire. So they can do things, but they really did overslick the white jerseys. The other reason why I think that you only see the blue jerseys so much is because alternate uniforms are only allowed 3 times a year in an NFL season, right? So our blue jerseys are actually listed as our alternate uniform. It's not our standard uniform. So we're playing those twice, and the NFL only allows you to have 3 alternate uniforms per season. Guess what else is an alternate uniform? Our black helmets. That's why we only see the black helmets once a year, because you add that to the 2 blue jerseys, and that's the total of 3 alternate uniforms allowed worn in a year. Now, one thing I was thinking about, I thought would be pretty cool, is what if every time we wore our blue jerseys, we wore our black helmets? Then we get to see the black helmets 3 times a year, according to the current NFL rules. So it's kind of crazy how it breaks down on the rules for the NFL and the uniforms. But at the end of the day, we'll see the white jerseys 11 freaking times this year. But we'll see silver pants, we'll see black pants, we'll see blue pants, and we'll see the same colored socks as well.
No, we don't wear silver pants no more.
We don't.
We did last year. No, it's not the same. It's not the same as
the silver. No, we don't wear silver. Yeah, we got the silver helmets on.
Do we really never wear the silver?
No, we don't wear silver pants anymore. It's just that dumbass helmet.
Okay.
Why are we wearing a silver helmet?
it really doesn't match what the Panthers look
that
like.
Silver helmet is looking dumb.
They better not change that silver helmet. I know that. They better not.
Why? We ain't silver.
I'm really ready for a remake of all our jerseys. To be honest,
all our shit, bro.
I think they used to be.
The all black uniform go hard, bro. That's the hardest shit we got. That all black. When we wear that all black, that shit go hard. And we ain't never lost. And we ain't never lost in that uniform.
It's matte black though. We need like a shiny black helmet. But if they
gonna we wear all black, we never lost in it.
Oh no, I love the all black. But I'm saying like
that black helmet with like some candy paint stars in it.
Like the candy paint black helmet. But if we're gonna do another helmet, we need a white helmet. If we're gonna wear white on us, we need a white helmet.
A white. Oh, we get a candy black helmet. Oh,
a white helmet.
I want to see a white helmet too. Yeah, white helmet would be cool, bro.
Yeah,
we wear white enough.
I want to see more blue, man. I want to see more black and blue mixed. I mean, that's the colors of the team. The white is the off color. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why we wear that so much. That's the off color.
Am I the only one that doesn't love the idea of a white helmet? Like, I hear a lot of people talking about it, but like every time I've seen it photoshopped, I'm like,
"This is cold, bro."
I want a throwback helmet with like the original logo.
We already wearing fucking throwback helmets.
Which ones?
No,
the silvers.
No. The logo.
You talking about with the other font? You talking about the other font?
We got one of the hardest helmets in the league. Yo, we ain't doing that. Our helmet is hard.
But remember, in like 2012, they changed the font of it. I don't know. I like the older one better. But like that's just my opinion.
I say we get a solid blue one, a black one, and a white one. I mean, I think we should retire the silver one. You know, or that's just like for a special game, like a Hall of Fame game, or
y'all is not finna sit here and disrespect my helmet, bro. No, I love the helmet.
Oh yeah,
you right one, brother, but you got to move on with the time.
Damn.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You still not wearing bell bottoms, are you?
No, we don't. We don't.
You know why I never liked the silver helmet? Because
y'all treating the helmet like they a pair of Jabos, bro.
That was Detroit's helmet, man.
Jabos.
That was Detroit's helmet. They got us looking too much like Detroit, man.
No, Detroit look like us now. Detroit look like us. They black and blue this year.
Yeah,
that's who they retire. That's who they retire the silver.
Detroit has been here before us.
Have you noticed that every Big Cat team got a black jersey? Damn near. I mean, think about it.
All of them.
Damn, man.
So who's the decision for us to wear all these white uniforms?
We gotta change the helmet. We gotta change the helmets.
Yeah,
it makes sense for us to wear black because of our fucking mascot.
He agrees with me. She says I don't like the idea of the white helmets. Yeah, I just don't love them, man. I've seen the markups of them, and I don't know. I prefer the black helmet. I like the blue helmet, but I mean the silver is good, obviously, because we're used to it. But hey, I wanted to point the conversation in this direction. How about every NFC South team is in the bottom 5 for easiest schedules? So the Saints have the easiest, then the Falcons, then the Panthers, and then the Bears, and then the Bucs.
Because we play in the 2 worst divisions. Like, I think who we playing this year? We playing NFC East,
so
and
My question to this is
no. I already know what your question is, man.
What?
Nope.
What am I gonna ask? What am I gonna ask?
Because we playing two of the worst. Because we were in two of the worst divisions. Can we win more games?
Well, right, I'm saying, does this, is this a hidden opportunity for us to go out there and play some better football than we're anticipating?
Yes. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It is. Yeah.
Are we though? It's not gonna happen, man.
Damn.
This is a rebuild year. The first year in the new system is gonna be growing pains.
It could be a missed opportunity.
We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to go undefeated. Oh yeah, keep pounding.
I mean, hey man, like
I need 5 wins so we can get James Pierce in the first round.
All right.
That'd be a great pick. That would be a great pick.
And he's from Charlotte. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, he's an excellent pick.
Is that the defensive end out of Tennessee?
Fuck all these homegrown guys, bro.
And he's from Charlotte.
He's from Charlotte.
You better just go get the best. I don't give a fuck.
He's a dog. He's projected to be the first. He's projected to be a top 3 pick right now, bro.
Yeah.
He's projected to be the first edge rusher taken.
We don't even draft Charlotte guys. Other than
we do. Icky.
Yeah,
that's how you do.
Other than Icky, who else?
Oh, that one of our running backs. What was that dude's name that left the team? Fuck, man. There's been some guys from Charlotte on the team, bro.
You can't even remember his name. I don't
know. It's been some guys from Charlotte on the team.
And our
Gilly,
Twan,
Gilly from Rock Hill.
Draft a quarterback who
it's right here. Shit, it's right here.
Hey, man,
No.
Hey, I want to mention something to you. You were struggling trying to remember what the other division was that we're playing. That's the weakest division. It's our division, just to help you out with it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, by the way,
where the hell did Red come from?
That's why every team in our division is
in the back door.
Easiest strength of schedule.
He's stuck in the back door.
It's because we play every other team in our division twice.
Red, let me introduce it. Red, let me give you an introduction.
You know that's a slick.
You gotta give him no damn introduction.
Cody, what we tell you about leaving your windows open? You birds will fly in.
Man, let me give it. This next man is a fan of one of the most embarrassing teams in NFL history. There are rivals down I-85. It's Red Swarm. He's a fan of the Falcons. Damn.
28-3. 28-3.
Red?
Twan, don't do that. Don't do that. When you bring up the number three, it might lead in a direction you don't want it to go.
Hey, so, Super Bowl 28-3, second half.
Damn.
Like I said,
y'all was up 20. Y'all was up 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
We
ain't fumble like that.
Y'all was
time to get messy.
Georgia.
We didn't fumble like that.
Hey,
man, go ahead.
Your team.
I gotta ask Swarm a question if y'all don't mind. Why does Kirk Cousins? He ain't even playing in this game. Why has he got his helmet on sideline, bro?
Because he's corny as hell. He's corny as hell. He's corny as hell.
Oh, y'all playing right now?
Yeah, they're on right now.
Yeah, they're losing 28-0.
No, but how about this?
You can say we are.
How about
you
this?
Can say we are.
I don't watch a lot of preseason games anyway, though.
Jacksonville's playing right now. Atlanta, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, that's why I said, Cody, you could say we're playing right now. I don't know if that's what you call that shit.
Yeah, no. I think Chicago's
right now, I think it's in the third quarter. Right now, or the fourth one. Right now, half these guys ain't going to be on the roster anymore.
No, you're right.
Let me ask you this.
It's just.
Go ahead, Pickle. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, I like to watch some preseason games just because I like to watch football, and that's just sometimes if I watch these guys and I read somebody got cut somewhere, I can sometimes I can remember. Oh yeah, I saw that guy play over, but shit like
that.
I watch to check out my guys, man. Like any guys, I'm sure Cody does it too. Anytime somebody leaves their college team you want to check around and see what they're doing with their protein, man. So,
I'm glad you said that, Twan. So that's what I'm about to ask y'all.
Yeah, I check on my guys.
And Red, you can join on this too as well. This is an open house.
I hope you're bringing up what I think you're bringing up.
Is it Kansas City?
No.
Oh, okay. Have y'all seen that running back from Kansas City?
Be nice.
Yo,
Be nice.
Thor. That's what I'm calling him.
Thor?
This dude is a problem. Why the Carolina Panthers can't find nobody like that?
I'm telling you, man.
Crocker J is what they call him.
Crocker J. And he went to
Dylan
Kansas.
Johnson looked like we found the guy last week. Then we cut.
And he went to Kansas.
No, Dylan Johnson got shit on this boy. I
And
promise
he
you.
got a lot of injuries, man. Dylan Johnson, they're doing ESPN.
No, Red.
ESPN
Forget Dylan Johnson. He off the team. We talking about Crocker J.
Oh, I know.
Hey,
Somebody just brought him up. Somebody just brought him up.
Pickle, what channel is the game on, bro?
I was saying on ESPNU.
NFL.
All right.
I was saying
Oh,
on
ESPNU what?
ESPNU they had they're doing the 25 best games of the college season last year. I guess leading up to the season this year. So they were doing the playoff games, and I was watching Washington and Texas. And Dylan Johnson, man, on almost every play when he got up, he was limping, man.
Yeah, he played that game hurt. He was already hurt.
Yeah,
most of the season he was like that though.
Yeah, I think they cut him because, to be honest, all the injuries he's got in college took away some of his speed. He's just not as fast. He's just not fast. I mean, in olden days of John Fox, in the olden days of John Fox would have kept him because he's a hard hitter through the nose. And John didn't care if he was slow or not. He really didn't. But right now in today's football, speed counts. And that's why Dylan Johnson's remains unemployed.
I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a free. I'm going to give y'all a free one. I'm going to give y'all a free one.
What number is he, dude?
I can't remember his number, man.
Hey, Cody.
You could pull him up.
No, not tonight, Dopey. He didn't play tonight.
You can
man.
pull him up, but he played 2 nights ago when the Chiefs played. He's a problem, bro.
I'm gonna give y'all a free one. Hit me up on Twitter. If you ain't getting Sunday ticket, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll show you how to watch every game every week. I'm giving it to y'all on C3 now. I'm breaking news on C3. Hit me up on Twitter, and I'll show you how to watch every game every week. HD.
I got every game on my TV.
All right, hey, by the way,
that shit on here.
Hey, real quick, D's had to leave a little bit early tonight. That man worked a full day, but I wanted to make sure to once again pump his
Shout out
article.
to D's skills.
I wanted to.
I'm about to look at Miami and Tampa Bay.
Hey, real quick, on CarolinaCatChronicles.com, D's penned a great article about Taylor Moton. So we want you all to go over there and check it out. Put in a bunch of hard work and effort into it. And by the way, C3 is for the fans, by the fans. So if you would like to write an article for the website, you can do so. Contact me or Tony. And if you would like to write an article for CarolinaCatChronicles.com, you can do so, man. C3 is for the fans, by the fans. We want y'all's opinion to feel heard, man. So hit us up. Go to the website. Check out the great article by Diesel Skills. And shout out to my brother, man. You know we love you.
Cody, I got a quick question for you guys, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Swan.
I know that Icky is on his rookie contract, but how do y'all rank as far as the how much money y'all have in y'all's offensive line?
Right now, I think we have one of the most expensive O-lines.
We're the most expensive offensive line.
Yeah, we're number one, dog. One of the few times that we are.
Okay.
By way of the guards.
I have a question.
No, not just but the guards either, because Taylor Moton is $33 million.
Taylor Moton got a lot of money too.
I know, but the highest paid guy is our guard.
Well, let me ask Red Swarm a question though. So we're talking about the strength of schedule, and all 4 of the NFC South teams are in the top 5 easiest schedule. as a Falcons fan, which I'm pretty sure I know the question or the answer rather, but do you just feel like y'all are about to sleepwalk through this division? Like, do the Falcons already have this shit on lock? Be honest.
I don't think it's because of the NFC, because of the strength of schedule. One of the things that plays into all four of us being in the easiest strength of schedule is because we play each other twice. We play each team in the NFC South twice. And the teams in the NFC South have some of the worst records from the previous year in the NFL. So I mean, that's just a statistical measure. Now, when you talk about, well, I'm not somebody who just whatever think you just gonna, at least not us. I don't know. Some people dominate their division like that. I haven't seen that in the NFC South. One of the reasons why I respected Pickle so much, even though I differ with him on a lot of the shit that we talk about our teams, I felt like Pickle kept it more real than anybody else last year when he said, if you look at the history of the Falcons and the Panthers, we split with each other historically.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I don't give a damn in some of our most dominant years or some of y'all's most dominant years, the teams still find a way to split with each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, I'm not looking for that. Now, I'm gonna go on and say it, and I don't expect none of y'all I expect y'all to keep it the way y'all always keep it. Fuck the Falcons. But I have been pleasantly impressed with what my GM has done this year. I have. And I'm gonna stand on that. And I'm gonna talk my shit as the season goes on. But listen, man, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna feel if we don't win the division, man.
So when we talk shit about the Falcons, we ain't keeping it real.
No, y'all are keeping it real.
No, you said Pickle kept it the realest because he said it was a split. So when we say we're gonna beat y'all ass both times, it ain't keeping it real.
It don't match up with history, is what I'm saying.
What I would
he's not wrong though, Twine. If he's saying,
I'm just joking, man. I'm fucking with.
I know it's funny though.
Well, if I'm gonna comment on the Falcons, I would say that your GM did a great job. I believe that y'all do have the best defense in this division. Y'all just solidified that from the couple moves y'all made. I truly do. I don't think
on paper then.
Twan, but Twan, but that's what we can go off of for right now. So I'm analyzing what it is on paper that I'm seeing, and the potential what their head coach is, which he's a great defensive coach. I think they have the best defense right now in the division. Now, I don't think they have the best offense in the division. I would say that's probably Tampa Bay.
If I may say,
I don't like either one of them motherfuckers.
Back in the draft, Red, I'm sure you was around. Back in the draft, when you first drafted a quarterback, first thing I did was go to over the cap because I wanted to see Kirk Cousins' contract. Mm-hmm. I figured your GM had to be a reason behind doing this, and there was, because in a couple of years you can dump Cousins and go with your rookie if you need, your quarterback if you need to or want to, and at that point, I started paying attention. Y'all's got a really smart GM who's trying to win now but build later too at the same time, and that's smart building.
What's y'all's GM name, Swan?
Terry Fontenot.
Yeah, Terry Fontenot.
Yeah. Let the Saints tell you all that we are is a copycat Saints team.
Hey, what's y'all kicker name?
Fuck the New Orleans Saints.
Troy,
I challenge any Saint fan. I challenge any Saint fan to prove to me that you guys are going to have a real NFL team this year. Because
they are the worst team in our division. They're coming in last place, they don't want to. The thing that they have been denying for years is fixing to slap them right in the fucking face.
What you
they are in a full rebuild.
You trying to get some shit started. The
New Orleans Saints. The Saints.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I didn't sell the pop. The New Orleans Saints are.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you, like, I hate the Saints and the fucking Falcons equally. I don't give a fuck about either one of them.
That's okay.
Nothing.
That's okay.
I can't look. Tampa Bay is whatever, but y'all two dirty ass motherfuckers. Y'all two dirty ass things.
If I could make a slight correction, somebody
My bad,
said
Pickle.
Robert Hunt had a big cap number. He signed a big contract, but the contract's wrote out in a way.
Basically,
he is
2 years.
He is 11th down in cap number on our team. There are Miles Sanders makes more per cap, has a higher cap number than Robert Hunt does. Robert Hunt does it, and the contracts broke down that if we choose to, every single free agent we signed this year of big contracts like Robert Hunt, we could cut him and save a bunch of cap after 2 years. We could do Lewis that way.
Yeah, I know. I looked at that too. The same with y'all. The GM was really smart in the way he structured those, man.
Right. Exactly.
So I know what I want. I know what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to go to, and I think we got the right panel to do it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Right before you say this though. Right before you say this though.
Man, I would love to see them cut.
Hurry up, y'all!
I'm gonna go quick. Hey, Swarm.
Yeah.
Have you seen Baker Mayfield in preseason?
No. I don't pay too much attention to
Why,
Tampa Bay, man. For some reason, I don't know why. I just don't.
Tampa don't scare me at all.
Yeah, but y'all
good,
say
that. Good, but they
don't.
good,
all right, y'all say that. No, y'all say that, but they have been the most consistent winner in the division.
Yeah,
so why would
you're right. But
why would I
just
not
don't see them, though.
Why would I not assume that they're going to
Tampa Bay is going to be the best team in this division, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. The guy that built their offense doesn't work for him anymore. He works for us.
They already got his knowledge now.
It doesn't matter. Once teams learn it and they adapt to it, Baker ain't going to know what the hell to do. He's going to revolt the old-fashioned Baker. You watch and see. You'll watch and see what I'm telling you. This year, Baker they'll want Baker Mayfield out of Tampa.
But Pickle, they still got what's his name upstairs.
I know that, but still, Canales built the offense.
Bruce Arians,
Bruce Arians did not. Bruce Arians, they put him upstairs because he was an asshole on the field. That's a fact. And they don't really want him. Though. They don't really want him upstairs, except for the owner. Like,
all right. Let me bring the convo back in, bro. Nothing made my morning more than seeing Tyron.
Not some more practice shit.
Than seeing Tyron Smith
beautiful.
Treat Brian Burns like an undrafted free agent, dog.
Literally. That's cold, Cody.
Look at right Cody. Look at right here.
Watch it. Burns. Yeah, bro. I'll be on my knees in front of you, brother.
He slipped, man. He slipped.
That's some fucked up shit, man.
He slipped. He slipped, Cody. Crouched and enjoyed it.
Man,
Cody, that's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit, bro.
Or Tyron Smith just put that man in the dirt, you know.
I ain't out here looking up Clemson players that's looking shitty.
Cold-blooded, Cody. That's cold-blooded.
You ain't gonna find. He slipped.
You ain't gonna find too many of us.
First of all, he slipped.
Hold on. I am showing y'all the player that many people wanted to pay $30 million a year.
He slipped.
I'm saying, ain't nothing about him. $30 million.
Fuck Clemson. Fuck everything about Clemson and Tennessee.
That's cold-blooded, Cody Lack. I'm telling you, Cody.
That's some cold shit.
You say fuck the Falcons all day, every day, but that was
you going after your own ex-team? Come on, man.
Hey, it's not on my team. What you talking about? Who the hell is that?
Because we don't recruit Clemson players.
Right now, we hating on the Giants. That's all.
Because y'all hating on Burns. Y'all hating on Burns.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh, listen, Brian Burns is out here struggling, yo. That's all I'm saying, man. He got that speed move.
No, he ain't, y'all. That's just one play. No, he is not struggling.
That's about it. Yeah, that man's struggling. It's all right though.
No, he's not.
I mean, it's
cool. What name a Clemson player that we recruited?
Bro,
One. Just name one. None.
And the Giants.
What?
Panthers and the Giants.
Hey, I can name a Clemson great that we stole from y'all.
From who?
I heard that.
From Florida State.
No, I said name a Clemson player that we ever drafted.
Yeah,
that we drafted. You said recruited.
The Panthers are.
Yeah, I mean, we had plenty of guys play.
That doesn't lend to your argument.
Oh, I don't even know if a guy from Clemson's ever played with us.
That just means that the Panthers.
Brenton Buckner. We just had one last year. What's his
that motherfucker didn't play.
Brenton Button didn't
Hey,
play.
Twan,
He didn't go to
news for
Clemson.
you though, Twan.
Brenton Buckner did go to Clemson.
Twan,
Who said he didn't go to
news
Clemson?
for you,
He didn't
bro.
go to
I
Clemson.
said he didn't play.
But
Yes, he did.
Twan, I got to tell you something, Twan.
Yeah.
Man, Eddie Goldman down here looking good. He got his head right.
Yeah, he is.
Motherfucker
Yeah,
down
he
here
is.
balling, man. Huh?
I seen him. He looking good.
Yeah, he lost weight. He down here balling.
Yeah, name
Hey, who said Brenton Buckner didn't go to Clemson?
No, they said he didn't play.
Name me
He
one.
did play.
No, he was just on the team.
Yeah,
Man.
Brenton Buckner played.
What? Our starting D line was Mike Rucker, Brenton Buckner, Chris Jenkins, and Julius Peppers in 03. Who said he didn't play?
He didn't really do it. He didn't make it happen. Not on that line.
Man.
We hardly ever heard his name. And Cody know it.
Man.
He was just a guy. He was a
Hey,
jag.
man, let me introduce somebody into the show. First up, we got the homie Edge back on the show from
704.
Yeah. What's up, Edge Wise?
Yo, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man. And then next up, well, how about we got the homie C-Dog 1983 TV in the building. C-Dog, what's up, brother?
My G.
What's going on? I ain't gonna be in here long, man. What's up, Twan?
What up, C-Dog? What up, C-Dog?
Cody, Real Swarm, everybody. But real quick, man. Hey, man. The Falcons. I'm telling y'all right now, the Falcons.
You better not. You better not come in here praising the Falcons, bro.
Look.
You better not.
Let me say this. The Falcons are gonna own the division this season.
Damn.
Now, even if Kirk Cousins get hurt, they got fucking the rookie right behind them. And they got fucking Taylor Heineke. Then if you look at New Orleans, Spencer Rattler been throwing fucking dimes in practice. So it's a possibility David Carr doesn't even play all fucking season. So now we are still in the back of the line in the division because everybody has a quarterback except us. But remember the Falcons went and got Judon and they went and signed that safety, Justin Simmons. Like they defense, man, they got the best safety combo in the league right now with Justin Simmons and goddamn the dude, old buddy.
So you said
Jesse Bates.
So you said Bryce Young had a quarterback?
Man, he's not even in discussion, man. He's not even in discussion right now. Like Michael Penix and Spencer Rattler got there. If Spencer Rattler play at least 8 games this year, he's gonna have better numbers than Bryce had last season.
Hey, Swarm ain't shit.
Yeah, you nasty as hell.
I'm being honest. Red Swarm, look, man, Raheem Morris is coming with this defense. I mean, the Falcons didn't have they didn't have a fucking quarterback. Now they got a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's depressing, man, as a Panthers fan, man, because we never ever been this sorry none of my lifetime. And then the season the same.
And C-Dog, motherfuckers, they can deal with it if they want to, or they don't have to deal with it. But man, in the NFL, I heard a thing today. I heard I think it was on Sirius XM. One of the commentators said 63% of the success that you can count on in the NFL is based on the head coach and the quarterback. Them two together. When you look at those combinations, and you see where the head coach and quarterback have been aligned, that's where your championship teams come from, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all this though. True. We might not be that good this year, but if we can manage to squeeze out 5 games, Cody, I'll take 5.
No, for
Listen,
what? No.
let me finish.
No.
Let me finish, bro. If we can squeeze out 5 games, we got 9 motherfucking picks next year, bro. 9 of them. It ain't gotta be long.
Quarterback for him. That's why we need to be sorry.
No, we don't need to draft no. We don't need to draft no quarterback. We're gonna have to get one from another team, bro. Somebody's contract is running out or some shit, bro.
Fuck no, I don't want no Dak Prescott. Fuck no.
Yeah,
Fuck
you
no.
are.
Shit.
That's
I'll take Brett Cox today.
Dak Prescott. You're gonna be a
You sound crazy as hell.
What the hell you are? What the
I'll take Dak Prescott tonight.
Yeah, we don't
season on Dak Prescott.
I'll take that nigga right now.
Pickle got up with that one.
Y'all motherfuckers tripping. Y'all losing y'all damn mind, bro.
Y'all quarterback, man. We need to get them go somebody
Shit.
next year.
Hey, wait, hold on.
Pickle.
Wait. Let me ask C-Dog. Do you like
Me and Pickle will go pick that motherfucker up tonight.
Hold on. You think C-Dog, you think Michael Penix is that dude?
Yeah, man, look.
In college.
Just from watching him, and look, he was a stud in college. He just was injured. But look, watching him in that preseason game, and then the fact that the coach sat him down. Look, man, that man ready, man. Then he got there, he sit behind Kirk Cousins. He in a perfect fucking situation, man.
Yeah.
He is in a perfect position to learn, though.
I was very honest with Red Swarm. And Swarm, you can vouch for me, man.
Yeah.
I said when everybody was making fun of Atlanta, oh, they signed Kirk Cousins, and then they drafted Michael Penix. Ha. I was like, bro.
That shit was a stupid move, man.
The Falcons.
That was the old school way that teams used to do it.
No, it wasn't.
Excuse me. That's why everybody getting upset real quick. Look how Jordan Love
I ain't
playing
upset.
right now. Look at Jordan Love
my own
right
team.
now.
That's what I was about to say,
Look at
bro.
Jordan Love right now.
No, let me finish. The Packers are the same, just like what C-Dog said. Everybody made fun of Green Bay, and now look what their investment turned into. Love brought them to the playoffs.
Who made fun of Green Bay?
Year as a starter.
A lot of people did.
A lot of people made fun of Green Bay when they drafted Jordan Love. He got some mistakes.
Why?
Aaron Rodgers.
Why we always knew where he was sitting behind?
They said they should have got Aaron Rodgers a wide receiver with their first round pick.
Should have got him a receiver.
But
that's what everybody was saying.
People keep forgetting
that's what Aaron
when Aaron Rodgers was coming to the league. When Aaron Rodgers came to the league, he was doing the same thing behind Brett Favre. And
yes, he was. Yes, he was.
They were crying about.
You said they refused to trade anybody.
When Aaron Rodgers got freaking traded, when Aaron Rodgers got drafted to Green Bay, Green Bay was all hyped up, pissed off, mad. But when Aaron Rodgers took over,
Cousins
what
didn't
happened?
like it either because they see the end of their careers. They see the end of their careers.
That's all it is,
Favre
man.
got pissed off when they drafted Rodgers. Rodgers got pissed off when he drafted Love, and Kirk Cousins got pissed off when they drafted Penix. That's just how it works.
Kirk Cousins got one playoff win.
And they cried the media, and half the fan bases joined in the crying.
Hey,
I was never.
You right, C-Dog. They were smart to go in and get his replacement.
Hey, let me bring Ant back in here. Ant, what's up?
What's up? Hey, no, I just wanted to say, me and Pickle have been talking about this Dak Prescott thing, but I'm gonna be honest, like we don't have the money to even sign him, so that's not even a possibility next offseason.
We were just talking about that.
They can make the money. They can make the money. They can get the money. They can get the money.
I don't know, man.
Fuck that Prescott. He got one fucking playoff win.
Yeah.
You want to know who's going to be our starting
Pickle, don't argue with that shit. Don't argue with that shit.
Next year, our starting quarterback is going to be Bryce Young. Suck it up, Buttercup, and get over it.
And by the way, does
the only one believe that is Panther Pickle. Nobody else believes that but you.
Does anybody think that Dak Prescott would actually be the answer?
You are the minority.
We ain't gonna have no money to sign nobody big.
Only person who lives in your little bubble.
Man, let me. Would be the answer if Bryce Young wasn't.
No, let me answer your question. No, I don't think he's like. I think with Dak Prescott, all you're looking at is just he'd bring like some short-term stability to make Tepper happy. Like maybe we go 9-8 and win a playoff game and that's it. But he's not. He's just like Kirk Cousins. He's not taking you any farther than that. So your odds are if you do give up on Bryce, your odds are just you're better at taking a shot at someone in the draft because you don't
But
know.
guys, look, we gotta just try to get back in the winning column. And y'all talking about taking Dak Prescott? I'll get on a helicopter and go pick that motherfucker up tonight. I'll go pick that motherfucker up tonight. That sounds crazy.
He got one playoff win. I ain't getting on no helicopter on Kobe's
He got
birthday.
one goddamn playoff win. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't care.
See though, he has two playoff wins, and he has this, and he has one playoff win. This year,
No, he has two.
One at a time.
He got one
playoff
playoff win.
No, he's got two, bro.
Hey y'all, I'm out of here. Catch y'all next week.
That was what to the
Shout
he have, sir. Every time Stephen A. Smith bring it up, he say you got one fucking playoff win. You got to win 3
Stephen A.
games.
Smith is a fucking bum. Who listens to Stephen A. Smith?
He's got two. Go look it up. Go fact check yourself.
He got two, man.
Reality is
wow, two playoff wins in 8 years. Shut the fuck up.
We got 2 fucking wins.
Cody, look at the private chat.
Thank you.
Click on that link in the private chat.
We got 2 wins. You talking about 2 playoff appearances?
He ain't an option though. Like y'all say, someone in
Which
here said,
one? All I got was the old Buffalo thing.
Someone in here said, we can just create money. Like, nah, that's not how the Panthers work, bro. We never have money. Like that's why players leave every year. So
Did someone tell the Saints? Did somebody tell the Saints that?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to tell Anthony. Anthony, you can create the money, bro. You can create the money.
Okay. So why can't we do it? Why can't we do it then?
Because our front offices are fucking dumb.
That's what I'm saying.
The Saints are broke. The Saints are broke every year. And they figure out how to get the money every year.
You're leading to my point though. If you're calling the front office dumb, then why do you expect them to do something different with the cap?
I don't.
Exactly. So we're not getting Dak Prescott.
Because out of all the years that was happening, this is the only year that we actually made the cap work for us.
No, Anthony. I was arguing. Because Anthony, hold up. I was arguing because C-Dog said he wouldn't want Dak Prescott even if we could get him. Why
the fuck would you want him? Man, y'all fucking silly as fuck. I don't want that motherfucker. He ain't never showed me shit for me to want his ass in Charlotte.
Fine, but like y'all realize we were only they had to trade Brian Burns to be able to sign anyone this year. It's like it's always gonna be like a one on like type of thing. Like and I would take Dak Prescott, but I it would just be to like get some wins. I mean, like C-Dog said he doesn't want for what? I mean, bro, we've been in the basement of the NFL since this egghead took over. It's like I'd rather win 9 games than
so right now, if we go get Dak Prescott, how many games we win this year?
I'll take 9 wins. 10. I'll take 9, 10 wins.
10 wins.
I'll take it.
We get 10 wins, and we're gonna win the division with Dak Prescott.
So real quick, we just put up a fucking quarterback. Our defense ain't gonna be shit. Dak Prescott ain't gonna fix shit.
So you sound like it's Super Bowl or nothing, and that ain't what we trying to do.
Yeah,
every team in the division is better than us. Every team is better than us in the division right now.
Hold up, Dave Canales just won 9 games with Baker Mayfield, and he looked like ass here. All right, so like, if you don't think he could do anything with Dak Prescott, I don't.
No, man. First of all, stop that. Hold on, stop that bullshit. Baker Mayfield showed something in goddamn Cleveland. David Canales he ain't just make him better and all that bullshit.
Bro, you were shitting on Baker Mayfield when he was here.
We were not.
When he was here, he was trash. When he was his first year, the first 2 years in Cleveland, he was all right.
No, he was. That's why I wanted him here. But at the same time,
okay, so stop this shit. We got Canales making him better. Canales can't make nobody fucking better,
bro. The point
he wasn't all right in his last year. That's why he got traded.
Bro, the point is that he went to a team and immediately got back to where he was once he left the Panthers.